challenge. It's mostly challenge. We might not be able to fight every single bias, but if we all challenge, our chances will grow.
That's what's top. And for those of you that forgot, they wanna hold us down for what bosses and then don't keep down what on top. Time to stop paving ways, show the world what you got. Tell them y'all to wait and to bring inequality to a stop.
Challenge.
Thank you, everyone. Welcome all of you from We Care and Share. It's me, Sonia, joining you for the event. I hope I am clear. My voice is clear. Please give me a thumbs up if everything is good. Great. This is a great day and a great privilege that we all are gathered here today, and we are celebrating Women's Day, which was on 8th of March, and because there is a round of events happening, and we wanted to bring on real inspiring and amazing people for you all. So today we are here. We have been fortunate that we have gathered all of them on one platform today, and today we are here enjoying and celebrating Women's Day. So kudos to all the women in the house and to everybody in the world. So I just want to start with a little saying, which goes like this: you cannot get through a single day without having an impact on the world around you. What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. So this is a brilliant thought from Jane Goodall, and this is what is the essence of what we are trying to do with on Women's Day, and this is our mission: to create awareness and to celebrate success of each of us today here, and also all the women across the globe. So please join me. I would, before I start introducing my guest, I think it is important that I introduce Mrs. Abnash Benz, who has been really instrumental in creating this event, and she has made it possible. So Abnash Benz is a philanthropreneur, renowned Reiki master, hypnotherapist, award-winning motivational speaker. She's an epitome of drive, determination, and success, and I call her Abby. So welcome, Abby. Welcome here. I think this is a right time that when we are talking and we have reached to a level. Am I clear? Am I clear to everyone? My voice is clear. Somehow I can't see my face. All I can see is Abby's face on the screen. So which is okay, which is great. So okay, yeah, I think so. You will find me on two screens, so that's okay. So I think before I start, I think I just need to know that everybody's good and everybody's doing well. This is somehow I'm not seeing my own face. Thank you, Krishna Ji, you have joined us. Thank you so much. So without further ado, I think I should introduce my first guest of honor. And she is the curtain raiser of the event. So our esteemed guest of honor from Dubai has joined us, a woman of substance, an entrepreneur, and a great philanthropist, and such an affectionate person. I know her very recently, and she has showered great amount of love and affection, and that speaks a lot about the way she empowers and the way she has created this great space for herself and for other women. So please join me welcoming Her Excellency Lena Rahal, who's our first guest speaker and is honorable guest for us. And she's a beacon of inspiration who empowers women in UAE and around the globe. She's a founder and president of Business Gate Club USA. She's president Global Entrepreneurs, Commonwealth Entrepreneurs Club. She's a Goodwill Ambassador. She's an international ambassador of peace and tolerance and global ambassador of EARP. I'm sure I've not summed up everything about her. There's a lot. So welcome, Mrs. Lena Rahal.
Hi, my dear. Hello, everyone.
Hello,
my ladies. Excellencies, all the beautiful women who are with us, the host of this beautiful event, for them work globally, for inviting us here. Sonia, you did great. It's not easy to bring every caliber of women like you're doing today. That the best challenge and that the best achievement. I don't forget my queen, Sandy. She's with you. She's one of the inspiring women also, which I am proud of them. It's a beautiful to be together and to talk about the achievement, to talk about what we are doing as impact. Each woman has her own light to shine in her corner. Like I say always, diversity is inclusion. And today we have all that diverse here together. We sending you a beautiful greeting from Dubai. And I'm happy to be with you. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. It's totally our privilege to have you here, and thanks to Sandy for that. So, during your continuous efforts to help women across the globe, you have helped many females, and you have seen their ups and downs. You have celebrated their successes, and alongside, you have celebrated your own success. Please let us know what it means for you when we talk about celebrating women and their achievements, and in today's world specifically, like how do you see that women is successful and how they are celebrating the successes and their achievements? So yeah.
When I say success, it's together and never we, because I believe a leadership always talking about we, team worker. My success is not belonging to me. My success is belonging to my team and the people backside of carton who help me, who stand with me, and also those beautiful women like you who are inspiring me and also giving me that motivation and challenge to be what I am today. The success, and it's when you make smile and add happiness to others, when you empower others, when you make them a leader, that's my big success. Because today, with what we're living with this pandemic and what is going on, we learn something to put hands to each other, to lift hands of each other, to work together, because we pass from real life to virtual life. And that's why today we are here. That's the big success. For me, this is the success because we are together. So no matter whom you are, from where you are, which nationality, which religion, which color skin, whatever your degree, your title, it doesn't mean anything. Unity is humanity, and me and you and she and her together, we make a difference, we make a challenge. This contribution today is teaching me that the power and the big success is to be together. It's not about number or shifter or million. It's about what's the beautiful impact you leave with others. Usually before I have small story, I fail many times in my life. It doesn't stop me. I succeed, but it doesn't also motivate me more. I need more success. I was having that small ego because since I born, my mom, she said, you are the leader of the house. You're a leader for your brothers. And so since I born, I believe myself, I'm a leader. So that make me a little bit ego. I am your boss. And then more I grow up, I see more humble people are the greatest leader. Less talking people are the greater achiever. So I think today, Sonia, we can make success when we are balanced with yourself, when we are healthy with yourself, when we are humble with yourself, and when we love for others what we love for ourselves. Empowering women from United Nations and UNESCO is not coming from nowhere, because they know that 2.8 billion of the great leader now leading the world is the women, and the women are more achieving than men. It's not about equality, gender, or all those sustainable goals development they are putting, but because a man, he is more strategized and he do one step by one step by one step. Women can do 5, 6 things in the same time. And women's, we are leaders since we born. Why? Because we are leading our little home, little community, and we've been accountant, we've been a doctor, we've been a lawyer, we've been a mother, we've been sister, we've been a good wife, advisor, without having any degree. And from my home, my brothers are doctor, my other brother are minister, other one are ambassador. Can you see how we are already leaders since we born? So to achieve and to things, we have to have a goal, a mission, a vision. That's why we was talking one day with Sandy, because she's a great advisor and great mentor and great personality in UAE, and we are proud of her. She always help the youth and to do sustainable business. I've been watching her and say how great adding things value to the people. Today, when I do my women empowerment and youth empowerment, I don't go to big city. I don't go to high level people. I go to those villages where there is those people who need help. No electricity, no water, no school to study, no even healthcare. So this is the point of the success. When you add value to the people who need it, when you add smile to those people who don't have it, when I put my head in the pillow, I'm happy with that. So my success, it's you. And what you are doing today, it's make me happy. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. I cannot agree more on this. Whatever you said, every single word makes a lot of sense. Obviously, women as a race, like female, I mean, I always say that we don't need to get empowered. We are already empowered within our own self. And thank you very much, Lela. And this is a great privilege that we are hearing from you. And yes, Sandy is a great example of success and celebrating the success. We will have Sandy here very soon, and she'll be talking about this. So I know that you have I mean, done a lot in this sector, and as we can see that you're thorough with what you're doing. So practically, when we say that, you know, how exactly we should take up this mission of women raising women, by what kind of efforts do you think are not happening at the moment, and there is a gap in this world where women are trying to struggling and trying to come up. So do you think there are any practically possible ways that we can help each other?
First, when we say women, W, always when W is we. So there is a lot to celebrate with the women as the success, achievement, and also happiness. When women come together from different perspective, culture, acne, different around the world, that's make them different, because we will speak the same language, a language of success, a language of we, a language to lift hand of each other, do not compete with each other, to collaborate with each other. Women today are more strong together, not by themselves, because today I will try to succeed myself, but maybe I need you, because different asset, different perspective, different vision. You are maybe in innovation, the other one is in technology, the other one is in mentoring and coaching, business leadership, business setup. So this is the way we can do the difference if we are together. We have to associate and to support as well, also coach and guide. Women together can make a difference. You know, I have a lot of jealousy before, and I try to bring those people together to me. Even I know some of them hate me, which is normal. It's not because I am nice to them, because they want to have chance to reach that point, and I cut cross for them the road because I don't know. But when they come to me, I try to pull them to my side and we talk. We have to speak the same language together, because women to women is great support, a great shoulder. We need each other. So I need you. It's not because I'm great coach, I don't need coach. I need always coach. I need always advisor. I need always someone who will guide me. So I think we have to speak same language. Like we like different perfume, we like different style of color. But in business, we like success. We're together for success. So we need achievement, success. For that, we need to be together and make a great strategy. We are the winners. So we have to be together to win. You can clap with two hands, it doesn't make difference. But when we clap all together, it's a make sound.
Absolutely.
Same thing. I say to each woman, raise your voice when you want to success. Say, I am here when you want to success. It's not an ego, it's a challenge, it's a motivation. It's to show to the people you are here. I believe, Sonia, each woman have a light and power inside her. She just has to punch the right button and she have that remote in her hand. So wake up, speak up, go ahead, motivate, partnership. Always have partner. Wherever she is, maybe she's a strong personality. You're not weak. I'm not weak. But together, it's make that beautiful impact. We have to always collaborate, don't compete.
Absolutely.
Competition
I
is
think
good. Collaboration is perfect.
it's perfect. It's perfect. I come from a background. I'm running a magazine, so I talk a lot about business collaborations and collaboration in every sense. And when I think Women Raise Women campaign is about this, and I think this is the best thing which you have said, and that is, I think, our choose to challenge this year would be that collaborate with each other and make each other successful and support each other. This is the best thing. Thank you so much, Leila.
My pleasure.
This is really an honor to hear from you, and we are privileged. Thank you so much. We know you are superbly busy, but still you have got this time for us. Thank you very much. Abby, would you like to add something?
I want to say something to Abby.
Yes, please.
Her name is like, ABC.
She is, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, Abby. How are you? I'm glad to be here. Thank you for organizing these things. I wish there is a beautiful heart and soul like you who is always mentoring, giving, supporting, and gathering the people. When Sonia told me, I checked and I saw your name and I saw also the name of Sandy and our honorable ladies. I say, this is the point I'm looking for. Yeah. Not always we see a women's doing a lot for others, only when they have a big heart and spirit who englobing tolerance.
Well,
and that's you.
Well, my point, similar to yourself, is that there is no we in the word team. Team doesn't have I, so there's nothing to say I. I was always like yourself, and I think it's maybe our backgrounds, whether we come from different religions, cultures, and everything. We connect on a higher level with each other. And to be honest, it's always been my privilege, and Your Highness meeting you now today through Sonia, she's such a powerhouse herself.
Exactly.
She's done, to be honest, she's given me the credit, but she's done 99.9% of the work. So in that sense, but it's a real privilege for me to listen to you and to be inspired by yourself. And I hope one day we can meet each other. And because I'm always gathering wonderful, inspiring ladies like yourself, because I think, like you said, if we all join hands together, we can create the wonderful world that we want ourselves to live in, and our children and our families. Because at the end of the day, what do we all want? We all want
exactly.
We all want the same thing. We're not greedy. We want to have a happy, healthy life for ourselves and our loved ones. And it's such inspiring. I was trying to quickly write this, but then
you know what, Abby and all the women who are with us today, it's my pleasure. We welcome you to Dubai anytime you want, and we do great event live, not a virtual. I love virtual. It's making distance short.
Yes.
But I believe on a real contact.
That's right.
That beautiful energy.
Yes.
What we can make together. Abby, Sonia, you're most welcome to Dubai anytime you want. We can give you all the support, and all those ladies who are with us. There is also Sandy, which is in Dubai, and she's a great personality. Also, she's supporting all the women and youth. So, well, let's start.
Yes, we are coming down, just waiting for our aircraft to get ready. We are booking a chartered flight.
Okay.
Coming
and I want
to you.
Well, thank you.
I want just to add.
Sorry.
Yes.
It's been
Sorry.
wonderful. And I just wanted to thank you for taking this time up to
My
inspire
pleasure.
and guide us.
Women to women is a support. Women to women is sisterhood.
Yes.
No one will take a beauty of anyone. No one take names of anyone.
No.
You just make a difference to be special, and each woman is special.
That's right.
We're building a nation.
Yes.
We're building a home. So the tolerance is there, love is there, respect is there. And my last word is just be you. Any woman, I tell her, be you. No one can steal your beauty. No one gonna steal your success. No one gonna step on you. Just be you, love yourself, love others, and let's make it together. We
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Sonia. Thank you, Abby.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks.
God
Bye.
bless you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Abby, we'll introduce the next guest.
Okay. My next guest is Linda. Linda, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Hi,
I can't
Linda.
hear you. I
Good
think
to
you're
see you.
muted.
Good to see you, Linda.
Hi, Sonia.
Hi.
Sorry, I
Abby,
can't-
you need to unmute yourself, please.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh, you're muted again. You're muted again.
Am I? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good, good. Yeah.
Okay. Linda is a very wonderful, inspiring young lady. And because I use the word young, because she's half my age, all right? And for somebody so young to get as far as she has, she's a young mother. So I'm sure there's loads of mothers out there who would learn and be inspired by her journey. She's an author, she's a motivational speaker, award-winning speaker as well. And Linda, I'm gonna hand it over to you because I could go all day. All right, because when I met Linda the first time, it was at a women's event, and she's very much into encouraging other women to become dependent and confident. So let me pass over to Linda. Linda, tell us something about yourself.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Abnash, and also to Sonia for enabling me to be on your platform for this Choose to Challenge event. It's a great honor. So just going back to my age, Abnash, I may look young, but I was actually 50 at the beginning of this year, so I'm sure I'm not half.
You're wonderful.
Right, so thank you. So yes, I am an author, and I'm also an international speaker, and I've been in business for over 20 years. And I've recently taken on a new role to create a community in Accra for women in business. And, you know, a lot of my success has come quite recently over the last few years, but my life has not always been that way. As a young child, I was very shy. I had a lot of self-confidence issues, and I made some poor decisions at school by trying to follow certain crowds rather than following my education. And so that then led me into leaving school with very, very little education. And that went into my older years as well. When I started working, I was so shy that I didn't even want to eat in front of anyone else. So at work, when it came to times for, you know, for lunch, rather than sort of sitting in the refectory or the canteen with everyone, I would actually go into the toilet and eat my lunch. That's how shy I was. I was fearful of judgment, fearful of other people's judgment. And the reason why I tell you this story is because it's not to impress you, it's really to inspire the people that are listening, because where you start, where your journey starts, is not where it ends. We are the creators of our own destiny. We are the creators of our own lives. And I spent a lot of my years people pleasing. And I know that a lot of women do, because we want to, you know, we want to be liked. We want to ensure that people around us are supporting us, but we have to make our own decisions in life as well. So going back to my story, I spent a lot of my years going through a lot of self-development, trying to find myself, because I realized that I didn't love myself. I had a lack of self-love. And that's something that's so important for us women, to ensure that we have self-love for ourselves. because if we don't, then how can we love others? And one of the key things for me is, always not pouring from an empty cup. I've got a glass here, it's full of water. For me, this is my energy, this is my love cup. And if my cup is empty, then I have nothing to pour out for anyone else. As well as, all of my professional experience, I'm also a mother of 3 beautiful children, aged 15, 13, and 19. And so it's important for me that I send a clear message to my children, and particularly for my girls, to know that it is possible, if they want to be a businesswoman and a mother at the same time, that's totally fine. And for my son, if he chooses to get married in the future, that it is possible to, for his wife to want to be a businesswoman and a mum at the same time. Because there is a lot of stigma around for some people in terms of, being a mum and a businesswoman. And that's one of the other areas that I help women with as well. I help mothers to get better results at home and in business when they're feeling that they're suffering from mum guilt and overwhelm. And I use my experience, my years of experience, my challenges of juggling motherhood and business at the same time to help other mothers. And so the key for me really is, for anybody that's out here that's a mother or is just a woman, is that it's important to find your voice and to have your voice. I've just recently started creating a community in Accra, in Ghana. I've been appointed as the Global Woman Regional Director. And so I'm building a community of women out in Accra that have businesses, but a lot of the businesses out there, they don't survive longer than 5 years because they don't have access to data, they don't have access to global communities. And I'm doing a lot of work out there to support those women. And 46% of the population, of the female population, are actually business owners. So, it's my job and it's my mission to help those women out there as well. So that's my story. It's really about, just confirming to say that, where your journey starts isn't necessarily where it ends. And my full story is available in this book. It's called The Mind of the Female Entrepreneurs: How to Succeed and Act in Business. It's an Amazon best-selling book. So if you want to get a copy, you can get my full story in the Amazon collection.
Thank you.
Can't hear you, Avinash. I think you're muted.
Yeah, she's on mute.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Hi,
Yes.
Linda. That was wonderful. I mean, I remember when I first met you, I was, because, now you told us your age, but you don't look your age. When I first saw you, I just thought you were into your mid-20s or, early 30s, because you looked so sweet and innocent. And so this is really inspiring. I know you're in the property business as well, and so on. And I think the rest of the audience that be listening, not just today, but later on Facebook. And what really interests me, I wasn't aware that you were in Ghana, and because we had some members who had joined through Lions. And I drag up their numbers, maybe because I know one of them had their father who was the minister there. Maybe that can be of use to you.
That would be fabulous. Yes.
So
one virtual meetings in Ghana, but it'd be absolutely amazing.
Because I hear it's a beautiful city. So when you go there, send me some, beautiful country, send me some pictures. But we're gonna, I know you had somewhere else to go later on, but I hope you stay with us as long as you can.
We have some exciting things coming up as well, so to entertain you. But I just want to add one thing, Linda, here. Thank you very much for this. And the best thing I like about you is the clarity of thought which you have, and that is really, really amazing. The kind of intellect and the clarity of thought when you I'm sure when a woman is clear in her mind and she can, execute it well, and that is, I think, superb with you. So thank you very much, Linda. I hope if you can stay for a little longer, we have some musician coming in and doing a bit for us. So, but if you're busy, we won't ask you to do that. But thank you very much, Linda, for being here and stay in touch. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time. So coming up next is another personality. Her name is Councillor Anjana Patel. And Anjana ji, are you there? Can you please turn on your, can you please come up? Are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you?
Oh, wow, great, great. Let me take a chance to introduce you officially.
Thank
So
you.
Anjana Patel is an elected Conservative councillor in London Borough of Harrow. She was a parliamentary candidate for Brent North constituency in December 2019 general election. Currently, she's she's a shadow portfolio holder for environment in Harrow. She has encouraged and empowered women, ethnic minorities, and young people to become councillors through her amazing campaign called Be a Counselor, and we are very proud of that, Anjana ji. And she is she's doing great work actually around the community, and she has been serving the community for a very, very long time, and she truly believes in what she's doing. And she will be speaking to us about women in politics and kind of challenges we have been facing about the gender equality and things like that. So welcome, Anjana ji. We would love to hear from you.
Thank you very much, Sonia. And also Avinash ji, it's nice to see you again.
Yeah,
We met at another Zoom meeting, so it's so good to see you.
Yeah.
And all I would say that thank you, Sonia, for giving me, opportunity to share this platform with all lovely women we have from all over the world on this day that we are celebrating International Women's Day. I'm extremely inspired to be a part of such an elite panel of women who have worked very hard to bring about gender equality and providing better opportunities to women and the girl child. I was so inspired to hear Highness Leila Rahal. I think she's amazing. And after listening to Linda as well and her story, I think, oh my God, I mean, we can do a lot together if we pull together and if we lift each other up, I think. I'm very inspired by all the hard work, which has been done by you, Sonia, and to actually create this platform to have a dialogues like this. My journey in politics has been full of struggle. As I did not come from a political background, or I didn't have any mentor or anyone to actually, kind of give me any guidance or anything. But I think my journey was actually decided by God for me, is how I would put it, because I obviously had seen some injustices done and some discrimination that I came across in my life, which actually made me take up this challenge to become a counselor. And I said to myself that if I am going to take up this challenge, I'm going to put 100% in it, because all my life, that is what I have done. And I am a single parent, a divorcee who's brought up 2 boys on my own. And I know life is very difficult, and I have always struggled in life. So I made sure that I give my 100% to whatever I'm doing, and I did. And I mean, to everyone's surprise and to my surprise as well, I did get elected. Yeah, and I said to myself, this is exactly what I wanted. But I wouldn't have been able to do this without obviously my family's support, especially my mother. People usually say that behind every successful man, there is a woman. I would like to change that and say that behind every successful woman, there could be another woman as well. And I think we need to make that possible as well. So I would give credit to my mother, my sister, and my children of my success, and not just me. And there were obviously a lot of people out there while I was doing this were telling me that I shouldn't be doing it, and that as a woman, I should not be going into politics. And I said to myself, I believe in myself, so I will do it, and I did it. All I wanted is to serve the residents and serve vulnerable people, because what I saw was happening. So that's what I decided to do. I know that we have got a long way to go, because at the moment, out of 650 member of parliament, we've only got 208 women member of parliament. And there are only 22 women prime minister or elected presidents in the world. So we have a long way to go, but I'm sure we will be able to be there. For me, it is celebrating each other's success and make sure we uplift other women with us. I also believe that, you know, one woman can make a difference, is what I would say, but together we can rock the world. And I think that it's time to do that, that we actually come together. And as Her Highness Leila Rahal said, we need to do this together. You know, we need to clap together to make a sound. The same way we need to do all the work that we are doing together to be where we are. I also firmly believe that small steps lead to a large results. While this may seem basic and small steps, it carries out effectively. They can they will prepare our women to think and act independently. Only if their basics are sorted, they will choose to challenge. And as women who have made it this far, it is not just our duty, but our collective responsibility to work towards these goals in order to ensure a country that is conducive of women's growth and where women can seamlessly contribute to our collective growth. I always believe that we need to, whatever we are doing and whichever field we are good at, we need to pull other women who has got similar interest or want to do something, to inspire them, to support them, to give them all the moral support, to give them all the physical support that we can to bring about change. Change is not just going to happen by itself. And we women, who else can do this than us? Because we are very good at multitasking. We are very good at doing many things together. And I personally feel that we, as women, if we are in politics, we will be able to do a lot, because the way we are as a woman, the way we think, imagine how we will be able to shape the policies of this country and make sure that the country does well in every field. So I personally feel that we've got a lot of potential, but our potential has not been tapped in properly. But as I said, I am always here, and we did run a campaign where I wanted to inspire and encourage more women to come forward, more ethnic minorities to come forward, more young people to come forward and take this challenge up and become a councillors. But there are many, many other places where women can make a difference, to be on the governing board of the schools, where you can make a lot of difference. You can become justice of peace, JP. You can become many, many things where we women can make a lot of difference. I'm quite happy for you to ask me any questions if you want to, but I would just say one more thing. There is no limit to what we women can, what we as women can accomplish. So just believe in yourself and do whatever you want to do, and you will be able to achieve it if you put your 100% in it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think what Anjana ji has just said, she is not a person who will just preach. She is a person who has actually practiced every single word which she has mentioned, and I'm so proud to know you. This is an honor, and this is a great privilege that we have you. And I love, one thing I love about you is that you have a great sense of research work. Whenever you come on screen, you always amaze me, that you have done a lot of research, and it is a great amount of hard work you put, and your thoughts are really, really inspiring. It has already given me goosebumps. So thank you very much for this. Just to lighten this thing, yeah, Abby, sorry, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, sorry, Anjana.
Yes.
Yeah. When I was looking at your CV kind of thing, it seems very similar to mine. I was also a school governor for 2 schools. Yes. And I also trained as Justice of Peace, but I couldn't go through it for whatever reason. But what I know, because when I was asked to stand, similar to yourself, when there was I'm a single mother at the age of 26 and so on, and I was asked to stand as an MP. And I remember my late father, because I was his only daughter, I suppose, saying to me, no, Betty, that's not something that young, you can go through, because it's such a vicious, and we see that sometimes in politics.
Yes.
And I don't know if you have encountered that, because sometimes, like if you win or you're standing for any elections, because I know whenever I have stood for post, sometimes your greatest you know, people against you seem to be your own kind, like your own females, which to me, when I speak that way, because sometimes, you know, when you go for speeches and you go and everybody wants to appear, oh, we are all women together, sisters, and so on. And when I look around, I think, should I say it or not? And because I'm a loudmouth by nature, and I like you, having fought myself, and my greatest strength was my family as well. But in my case, my father was very educated, so he would, you know, like think about the pros and cons. Don't do this, you're my only daughter and you're a widow, blah, blah, blah. And then by my mother, who was totally uneducated, couldn't even read and write in our mother tongue, which is Punjabi. She was a fighter. She would say, no, just go ahead. I fought my way through the civil service, through even with voluntary work, when, you know, you get to a higher stage in such a show. Do you find that sometimes that's what knocks us down, doesn't it, as women, because we're trying to promote other women. Yeah. And when those women knock us, it does take a bit of...
I know exactly what you mean, Apnas. I will tell you, I have lost my father. I lost my father in 1976, so my father was not here to guide me. I don't know what my father would have thought about this. Absolutely, maybe he would have thought exactly the same as your father did, because my father was a teacher. He believed in getting the academic, you know, education and then do whatever. But in any case, I think they may have had a similar thinking. But my mother, as you said, my mother is educated. She can read and write and everything. I think she studied until 9th standard. But I think my mother is my rock. Because she is always behind whatever decisions I make, because you know that going through a divorce in a community like ours is not easy, and very, very tough life, not just for you, but your family, extended family as well. But my family stood by me at that time as well. So the other thing about politics, I mean, I worked in a private sector. I was a banker in the city. Over like 30 years. So politics came into my life later on. And I took up that challenge. But I will tell you one thing, you are absolutely right. You're 100% right. Women are women's enemy. Yes. Even though we want to pull each other up. But I would say to you, women are women's enemy too, when it comes to certain things, to certain people maybe, because we all have our own ideas, right? What we want to do. And I think you can't change your nature. But I have come across all that. And that's why maybe I didn't excel to becoming a member of parliament earlier on, because I am struggling. But as you said, I'm also very honest and very truthful, and I say as it is. I do not dilute anything. And maybe people like me are not made for politics, sometimes people would say to me. But I said that there is a place for honest politicians too. And here I am. I haven't gone away anywhere. And I will keep on doing what I have to do. But yes, you're absolutely right. And there are people out there, women out there who will speak. They will talk the talk, but not walk the walk. And that's where the problem lies. When you have reached the limit, when you have reached the ceiling, you're supposed to be pulling others with you. Because one thing, I don't know why people fear that, but there is a space for everyone up there. Don't think that, oh, because you were there, you don't want anyone else to come here either. But I think if we change our mindset and say that there is a space for everyone, and nobody is going to last forever. Right? We all have our life, how much we can do and how much we can spend. So I think that's what it is. But I started as becoming a governor of the school. I've been since 1992, I was a governor of the school, and I was actually asked to become a governor of a school by a head teacher because I could speak 3 languages. And where I used to live, women were not able to speak English very well. And they wanted parents to come to parents' meeting. They were not coming. So I actually encouraged many women to come and take part in the children's progress and their studies and everything. So that's what I tried to do and became a school governor. And then after, I just continued until 2010. But I'm not a school or a college governor anymore, but I have been.
This is wonderful. And Angela, you don't have to worry. You got a sport of very strong-minded women, and I can tell you that. And the only thing is, we've been slow, like you've been doing your bit, Linda's been doing her bit, all the women that have come here today, Her Royal Highness. So this is the purpose. I mean, we are so lucky now we got this technology to bond. And I know sometimes, you know, from personal, sometimes people ask, why do you want to pull out? What is in for you? It's nothing. It's because we want to create a world, because we are not going to be here that much longer. This is why I keep on thinking Linda is so young, right? And because we want to leave that, so, you know, the future is safe, in safe hands. So please don't worry, there will be always women that will support strong women like yourself. All right. And we're there if you need us.
We all are here together, I think.
The other thing is, Abnas, the men are our enemies too. So we have two enemies to fight. We have men and we have women.
Let us make, I think we should say that we should choose to challenge to turn our foes into friends this year. So let us do that together and help each other. I really need to move forward really quickly because there is a list of guests who are waiting to be heard, and they are coming from various time zones. We have somebody from India. But before we do that,
can I just say thank you very much, Sonia, and that I will not be able to be here for the full program. I will be listening to it though, because I do want to listen to all these wonderful women that you've got on your panel.
You can always watch it on Facebook.
I will be doing that. But thank you very much once again.
Thank you.
Everyone has inspired me so far. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So let me introduce to. So before I introduce the person, what I very much believe in law of attraction. When you set your intentions right, and when you are focused, and when you want something, I think the whole universe, that's what Shah Rukh Khan has ever said in his movie. So sorry to bring that Bollywood factor, but I think that's very true. When you think and when you really want something, you really get that. And if your intentions are right, the whole universe works towards that. So last minute we had a confusion. Our violinist was not there, and I was looking for last night till late. I was looking for who can come and do this bit for me, because I had promised my ladies that I will bring a violinist. So here we have, let me introduce the person. So his name is Reverend Sushil Sumitra, a priest from with the United Bethel Mission Church, Mumbai. So he has given us this privilege, and he has helped us by allowing his son, who is Shane Sumitra, and he's a 9th standard student, 13 years old guy who's studying in Bombay Scottish School, Powai. He's joined us to give us a beautiful piece of violin. We'll hear from him, and let us have him on the screen now. So Shane, can you please come up and give us your performance, please?
Yes, I'm Shane's dad here. Good evening, everyone.
Hi. Hello. Hello. Yes. That's a beautiful munchkin we have today for all the ladies to cheer you up. So yes. Shane, so
that's my son ready for with the violin, and he's going to be playing the theme song of the movie Pirates of the Caribbean. So this is for you, Shane Jeremiah.
Thank you.
Come through, Shane. One second.
Thank you very much, Shane. Lots and lots of love to you, Shane. Thank you so much for this wonderful piece and for entertaining all the ladies here. And you have all our blessings from our side. Thank you, Sushilji, for bringing him on for us today. I think God bless him. Thank you so much, Shane, for this wonderful piece. Are you there, Shane? Oh yeah, he's listening. He's on mute. Shane, yeah, thank you very much, Shane. God bless you.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Okay, so I hope, ladies, you have enjoyed this beautiful piece which he has done. Please bless him, shower your blessings on him. Give him a round of applause. And thank you very much, Shane. I hope you can see that. Love you. So I know there are a few ladies who are from different time zones and we're trying to figure out. There are a few people who want to come first. So please excuse us. We are trying to bring people as soon as possible, but we can't quite change the schedule. So next we have, Shahnaz. Shahnaz, are you in?
I'm here. Hello.
Yes, Shahnaz. Yeah. So let me introduce Shahnaz. Shahnaz Latif is a founder of My Wellness Zone. She has worked within CVO, Charities Evaluation Services, and very recently, just yesterday, that was her last work, and now she's full-time self-employed, working for her own self now. And she's an experienced trainer, facilitator, and consultant committed to improve the effectiveness of voluntary sector and wellness, and she's a wellness fanatic. So she'll elaborate more about what she does and will help us to understand how can women support one another to challenge and face the challenges. Shahnaz, can we have you?
Thank you so much.
Unmute yourself.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Wow, what a wonderful background, Shahnaz.
I put these up specially for you. I'm bringing together a couple of
You need to speak a little louder, Shahnaz. We can't hear you properly.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Is that better? Brilliant.
Still, it's little, yeah, the voice is not good. I think somewhere you need to increase the volume.
Okay, I've tried to go as high as I can. Is that better?
Yeah, it's good now. It's good. It's good.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So thank you for the opportunity to speak today. As Sonia said, I'm bringing two worlds together now. I've recently become self-employed after serving 18 years within the UK voluntary sector, and I work with charities of all shapes and sizes. Thinking back to what Linda spoke to us about, you know, entrepreneurship was not an option when I was growing up. I'm entering my 49th year this year, and I was reflecting on 18 years of this career and thinking, now that I'm becoming self-employed and an entrepreneur, where did that dream stem from? And I actually realized I didn't have any dreams. Now, mine, like many of you, is a story of migration. Although I was born and brought up in this country, you know, we have stories of migration from East Africa, from India, wherever it is we are in the world. And a lot of my growing up was plagued with an absence of dreams, actually, not being able to dream about the things that perhaps others would think about doing, because many of the opportunities or many of the skills or many of the confidence boosting opportunities were missing. And that's for a number of reasons, which I won't go into. But I guess it's in later life that I've thought about a number of things which I wanted to share with you. One of them is about our own voice, which many of you have touched on, and the other is about the voices of others. And so for a moment or two, just to think about our own voice, and for me, it's about the chakras that you see behind me and connecting internally with whatever is going on. I think that the voice that I've started to find is one of self-care, that pouring from a full cup, as again, one of you's mentioned already, and making sure that I am my own best friend. So that if there are dreams that need to be created, or opportunities that need to be availed, or doors that need to open, that I can counsel myself to do that. And I think that building that powerful inner voice has been part of my journey. And I've looked to a number of sources within to try and do that. So whether you're a person of faith or not, I am, whether or not you believe in the universal energy, whatever that might be, but getting that real clarity of voice, because without that, still the dreams are difficult to visualize or to feel, or to be empowered to do without that self-care and that self-knowledge. So I've been going on a bit of a journey internally, and I discovered the 5 keys to well-being, which is a well-researched piece which anyone can look up. But the 5 keys, I love that it's the 5 digits on our hand, are about connecting, about being active, about giving, about learning, and about taking notice. So with those 5 keys to well-being, every day I try to check in with what it is that I'm doing to give, because giving is getting. Seva, service, these are things, charity that we do. You do receive as a result of what you give. We know that. So giving is a massive part of well-being. Taking notice, that mindfulness practice, when the mood comes, when it's anger, when it's irritation, when someone has cut you down, we've all been there, we've talked about that. It's my responsibility to respond to that cutting down in a positive way. I don't want to feel underconfident or abused or harassed. So I have to take some of that ownership for myself of how I'm feeling. To learn, we've done lots of learning, I'm sure, over all our years, but especially in the last year, and I'm going to share with you something that I've done recently around that. To be active, getting myself fitter mentally, physically, all of those things are important. And then to connect. Now, I recently did a Strengths Finder test on myself, and it revealed to me what I've already known to be true, which is that connectedness is one of my strengths. So when our esteemed guest was speaking to us earlier about collaboration and not comparison, that really resonated with me, because being a connector, I absolutely know that I get joy from that, but it's also a strength and a skill that I can capitalize on and make the most of. And maybe I can't do some of the other things that others are brilliant in, which is why we need to connect. So over lockdown and over the last year, a web of support has grown for me. And now I want to talk a little bit about the voices and the influences and that support that has helped to grow me, especially over this last year. My gift back to those who'd given to me was to open up a platform where I brought together over 20 women to talk about family wellness. And the catchphrase for that, as well as the 5 keys to well-being, was that women, and especially mothers, are the weather makers in their home. That's not my original phrase, by the way. Someone inspired me to use that, and he's very happy for me to keep using it. But imagine this: we are the weather makers in our home. What we do, how we lead, how we resonate, the energy we bring, the way we conduct ourselves, the words we use, these create the environment in the most precious of places, internally to us and within our own homes. I found that so powerful. And I thought, these women, they're on post-it notes on my wall. Their names are sitting here in front of me. Every day, I say thank you to that web of support, because they have helped me to counsel myself internally, whether that's Reiki healing, yoga practice, shifting the mindset. I have a really terrible money story, which I need to retune. I have, a lack of self-belief that, fortune is for everybody. It's only ever been this idea that there's limited resources. And again, someone said, it's abundance. There's a big stage. There is enough for everyone. We're just not using our resources well. So the voices that have influenced me have allowed that inner voice to start to reprogram, that mindset to change, and also then by extension, we are able to amplify each other. Another phrase that comes to mind, a rising tide lifts all boats. All the boats get lifted together. So I'm going to leave you with my top 5 types of women. You know, I like the number 5. My top 5 types of women, and it would be really great if you could write down who is this for you in your life. You don't need to share, but who is the person that represents your cheerleader in your life? Who is the person that represents your accountability partner in your life? Who is the person that is your guide in your life? And who is the person who is perhaps your echo chamber? You know, we talk about surrounding yourself with people that come from diverse backgrounds because you learn. Sometimes you actually need to just have confirmation as well. So there is an echo chamber. And finally, who is the chair on your board of directors for your own life? Again, a phrase I've heard recently from another woman who's very highly qualified in her area. So I want the chair of my board of directors to be me, because I know myself the best, and I want to make sure that I look after myself as well as I can, because that's then when I'm able to also be there for others, including my girls I have 2, and my family and my community that I wish to serve. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. 5 keys to well-being, your top 5 women in your life, and know that you are your own best friend.
Thank you. Thank you, Shanaz. That was lovely. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yes. Hi, that was lovely, actually. I do like the chakras at the back, the blue, red, blue for the throat, green for the heart, and so on, because I practice that when I'm too tired or have only had a couple of hours. But we really appreciate this. And, you know, I think that on a couple of the other shows that we are aiming to do on well-being, I hope you join us, and maybe, you know, we can do the Reiki, you know, 1-to-1, or, you know, whatever, distance healing and so on, because I do believe it does work. I believe we all have the strength in ourselves. So thank you, Jeanette. That was wonderful. And, you know, you got such a glow. I'm going to introduce Manju next. And the reason we brought her forward, I hope you're there, Manju. I'm going to let Sonia introduce you.
You can introduce her, actually. I'm just preparing a slideshow for her, please.
Okay, all right.
Sorry.
Hello. Our next guest speaker will be Manju Lodwa. She's, how can I say, she's an international speaker as well as an author. And we're hoping to listen to some of her poetry today, because she's into art. She does do a lot of charity work back home in India. And is the slides ready yet?
Yes. So slides are ready. Manju ji, are you there? Apna unmute kar sakte hain, please?
Yes, I am there.
Oh, welcome. Manju ji, namaskar, and I would really want कि आप अपना introduction खुद दीजिए, because I think वो best रहेगा. हम लोग कुछ miss कर जाएंगे.
नहीं, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है. हाँ, सबसे पहले तो मैं आपके इस मंच को, सोनिया जी, आपको, अविनाश को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करती हूँ कि आपने आज इस मंच पर मुझे आमंत्रित किया. और देयर आर वेरी वेरी ब्यूटीफुल लेडीज. हेलो टू एवरीवन. एंड सॉरी, मैं हिंदी में, मैं अपने लैंग्वेज में बात कर रही हूँ इंस्टेड ऑफ अंग्रेजी, इंग्लिश. आई एम टॉकिंग इन द हिंदी. तो आप सबको मैं सबसे पहले तो मुझे सबको सुन के बहुत अच्छा लगा, और सब इतनी सुंदर लग रही हैं. अविनाश की मुझे कहने का मन होता है कि नजरें न होती तो नजारा न होता, इस दुनिया में हसीनों का गुजारा न होता. हमसे मत कहो कि आपसे आकर मिलना छोड़ दें, जाकर उस खुदा से कहो आप जैसी हसीनों को बनाना छोड़ दें, हसीनों को बनाना छोड़ दें.
Thank you, Manju. See, we could have done justice to you, Jessie. You're such an inspiring person. Right? So I leave that to Sonia.
I think जो मेकअप किया है वो सक्सेसफुल हो गया है. Thank you very much.
और सोनिया जी, मैं एक ही बात कहना चाहती हूँ कि अभी ये कोविड का पीरियड चल रहा है, तो हम लोग घर बैठे जूम पर हम पूरी दुनिया से मिल रहे हैं, ये सबसे बड़ी बात है। और कोविड ने हमें सिखा दिया कि किस तरह से हम अपने चीजों को सीमित कर भी जीवन को अच्छे ढंग से जी सकते हैं। और आप लोगों से यही कहना चाहूंगी कि अपनी आंखों में रंगीन ख्वाब सजाए रखिए, अपने होठों पर मुस्कुराहट के 100 गुलाब खिलाए रखिए। वक्त अच्छा हो या बुरा कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, खुद को खुद के दिल की राजधानी का शहंशाह बनाए रखिए, शहंशाह बनाए रखिए।
Great, great.
और ऐसे में फिर कोई भी वक्त आ जाए, उसका कोई फर्क हमको नहीं पड़ता है कि क्या कैसा भी है, तो हम सब मिलकर। और मुझे सबसे अच्छी आपकी टैगलाइन बहुत अच्छी लगी, वुमन रेज वुमन एंड वी केयर एंड वी शेयर। इतनी
जी।
सुंदर ये टैगलाइन है कि ये अपने आप को आकर्षित कर लेता है। और वुमन, जो कि हम वुमेन्स अंतर्राष्ट्रीय महिला दिवस मनाते हैं, उसका सही मायनों में अर्थ यही है, जब हम अकेले आगे नहीं बढ़ते हैं, जब हम सबको साथ में लेकर आगे बढ़ते हैं, वही महिला दिवस बनाने की सार्थकता होती है। हम अकेले आगे बढ़े तो क्या बढ़े, कि और सबको साथ लेकर जब बढ़ते हैं ना, तो उसकी जो खुशी होती है ना, वो बात ही अलग होती है। और मैं हमेशा मैंने लोढ़ा फाउंडेशन की स्थापना की, इसके माध्यम से मैं लोगों तक, स्लम में पहुंचती हूँ, गरीब लोगों की बस्तियों तक पहुंचती हूँ, और मैं देखती हूँ किस तरह से वो अपना जीवन यापन करते हैं। तो हमारी छोटी छोटी कोशिशें उनके जीवन में कितना फर्क लाती हैं, मैंने इसको महसूस किया है। और जब मैं उनके चेहरे पर मुस्कुराहट देखती हूँ या वो आशीर्वाद देते हैं, तो उसकी बात ही अलग होती है। और कहते हैं ना कि जो दवा नहीं कर सकती, वो आशीर्वाद वो काम कर जाता है। और तो हम सब यहाँ पर आज जितनी भी महिलाएं हैं, सब यही कार्य कर रही हैं कि कांटे आते हैं तो आने दो, तुम सिर्फ एक फूल खिला दो, अंधेरे को कोसो मत, तुम सिर्फ एक दीप जला दो। एक फूल की भी सुगंध सूची दूर दूर तक जाती है, एक दीप की कनक मलिका तम पर विजय मनाती है। जो एक एक फूल खिला दे हम सब मिलकर, तो चीर बसंत कहलाए। और जो एक एक दीप हम सब मिलकर जला दें, तो अंधकार का नामो निशान मिट जाए, अंधकार का नामो निशान मिट जाए। तो अंधकार कहीं नहीं है, अंधकार को हम दूर करने की जो कोशिश है, उसमें कहीं कमी रहती है, इसलिए हमको अंधकार दिखता है। लेकिन हम सब मिलकर ये कर लें कि जो सक्षम है वो किसी असक्षम परिवार को उठा ले। अगर एक परिवार एक जन को भी उठा लेता है ना, तो दुनिया में कहीं गरीबी नहीं रहेगी, सबके चेहरे मुस्कुराते हुए रहेंगे, हंसते हुए रहेंगे। तो यही हमारा मोटो है, जैसे कि वी शेयर वी केयर। तो हम हमारे साथ जो है, तो मुझे हमेशा आती है कि बहुत बड़ी बड़ी चीजें सोनिया नहीं चाहिए, कुछ भी कम, क्योंकि हमारे पास तन मन धन तीनों चीजों से हम ये कार्य कर सकते हैं। देखिए, एक पेड़ होता है वट वृक्ष, उसके नीचे आप कहीं भी खड़े रहोगे तो आपको छाया मिलेगी। तो हमें ये सोचना है कि अगर हमारा जीवन भी हम इस वृक्ष की तरह बना लें, ताकि हमारे साथ जो भी हमारे पास आए उसको कहीं न कहीं छाया मिले। हमारी आंखों में वो करुणा होनी चाहिए कि सामने वाले जो दुखी मन है उसको हम शांत कर सकें। हमारे हाथों में वो स्नेह होना चाहिए कि जब हम किसी को स्पर्श करें तो उसके मन का सारा संताप दूर हो जाए। वो कहते हैं ना जादू की झप्पी वाला, तो जादू की झप्पी देते ही कैसे हमारे सारे दुख दर्द दूर हो जाते हैं। और हमारी वाणी में वो मिठास होनी चाहिए कि सामने वाले को हम शीतलता प्रदान करें, सामने वाले को हम सुख प्रदान करें। तो ये छोटी छोटी कोशिशें करके भी हम जीवन में बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं, किसी के जीवन में हम फर्क ला सकते हैं। तो यही सोचकर मैंने लोढ़ा फाउंडेशन की स्थापना की, और वहां पर मैंने स्किल डेवलपमेंट शुरू किया आज से 27 इयर्स पहले। क्योंकि मेरा मानना है कि आप भोजन किसी को सुबह देते हो तो दोपहर में देना पड़ेगा, शाम को देना पड़ेगा। लेकिन जब आप किसी को अपने पैरों पर खड़ा करते हो, तो वो अपने खुद के परिवार को और को भी मतलब आगे बढ़ा सकता है, वो उसका भोजन भरण पोषण वो कर सकता है, वो हमें करने की जरूरत नहीं है। तो सबसे पहले जरूरत है शिक्षा की, शिक्षा दीजिए एंड स्किल डेवलपमेंट ऐसी चीज सिखाइए आप जिस पर कि वो अपने पैरों पर खड़े हो सके। आपको मैं बताऊं सोनिया जी कि हमने 50,000 सीनियर सिटीजन को हाउ टू यूज द स्मार्टफोन चलाना सिखाया, फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट, ताकि वो घर बैठे अपने दूर से रहने वाले लोगों से बातचीत कर सके, उन्हें अकेलापन महसूस नहीं हुआ। इसी तरह से हमने कंप्यूटर क्लासेस करवाई, हमने महिलाओं के लिए स्वावलंबन केंद्र चलाए जहां पर वो अपने पैरों पर खड़ी हो सके। हमने उनके स्वास्थ्य के लिए हम हर रोज शिविर लगाते हैं। अच्छा, मेरे 2 मेडिकल वैन हैं जो जगह जगह जाते हैं, लोगों की पूरा सब कुछ, मतलब उनका ब्लड टेस्ट कराना, उनका बॉन्ड डेंसिटी कराना, उनको दवाइयां देना, सारा कुछ करते हैं। इवन मेरी मोबाइल लाइब्रेरी चलती है ताकि जो हम लिटरेचर है, लिटरेचर के प्रति लोगों के अंदर एक जागरूकता पैदा करें। और हम लोग सिर्फ मुंबई सिटी में नहीं, हम गाँव तक में जाते हैं, हम हमारे जो सबर्ब्स एरिया हैं वहां तक हम लोगों तक पहुंचते हैं। और जब भी हमारे एरिया में कभी जैसे हड़ताल होती है, बसेस बंद है, टैक्सीज बंद है, तो हम अपनी पर्सनल वैन चलाते हैं ताकि लोगों को कहीं आने जाने में दिक्कत नहीं होए। हम बच्चों के लिए मेडिकल चलाते हैं कि बच्चे, कई लोग क्या सोचते हैं बच्चों में क्या बीमारी है, लेकिन बच्चों के अंदर भी होती है। तो हम उस तरह के उनके भी सारा, और बेस्ट पेडिट्रिशियन के साथ में मिलकर हम ये काम करते हैं। तो इस तरह से हमारे काम बहुत है। हम एक महीने का पूरा मलाबार हिल महोत्सव मनाते हैं, जहाँ 5 साल के बच्चे से लगाकर 90 ईयर्स की जो भी महिला हो या पुरुष हो उसमें भाग ले सकते हैं, अपनी कला को निखार सकते हैं, अपनी प्रतिभा को बाहर ला सकते हैं। और बेसिकली आई एम ए पोएट राइटर, जो कि मैंने अब तक 12 किताबें लिखी हैं। एनसी टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया ने जब मेरे सारे कामों के ऊपर उन्होंने एक कॉफी टेबल बुक निकाली, ऑल दैट आई एम मंजू, दिस इज फ्रॉम टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया। तो इसमें मेरे सारे काम,
आज हम लोग कुछ सुनेंगे आपकी पोएट्री।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। ये अंतर्राष्ट्रीय दिवस पर मैं एक पोएट्री कहना चाहती हूँ आपसे, सभी बहनों से कहना चाहती हूँ कि आओ हम मिलकर नई चेतना जगाएं, आओ हम मिलकर नई उड़ान भरें। भले पर न हो हमारे, पर हौसले हमारे बुलंद हैं। ठान लिया है मैंने मन में, एक नया आसमां बनाना है। जहां न पहुंच सके रवि, वहां भी मुझे जाना है। मेरा लक्ष्य हो चुका निर्धारित, अपनी राह की मैं स्वयं निर्मात्री। अच्छा हो या बुरा, किसी और पर कोई दोष नहीं, ये सब है मेरी अपनी जिम्मेदारी। न सीता बन अग्नि पर चलना है, न अपने चरित्र का प्रमाण पत्र देना है। मेरा राम मेरा ही मन है, अब गर्भवती रानी को जंगल में दर दर अकेले नहीं भटकना है। मैं औरत हूँ, मैं महिला हूँ, मैं नारी हूँ, मेरा अपना वजूद है, ये सबको मानना होगा। पति के साथ साथ अब हर ख्वाहिश अब मेरी भी पूरी करनी है। किसी से कोई प्रतियोगिता नहीं है, अपना व्यक्तित्व मैं खुद गढ़ूंगी। परिवार के प्रति पूर्ण कर्तव्य निभाऊंगी, लेकिन खुद भी पूरे हक और सम्मान के साथ जीऊंगी। एक दिन जीत का सिकंदर बनकर सबको दिखलाऊंगी। मैं नई उड़ान भरकर हवाओं के प्रवाह को बदल दूंगी। अरे मैं ही तो सरस्वती हूँ, माँ लक्ष्मी हूँ, अन्नपूर्णा हूँ और दुर्गा हूँ। मैं ही सीता हूँ, द्रौपदी हूँ, मैत्रेयी और गार्गई हूँ। मैं ही जीजाबाई, झांसी की रानी लक्ष्मीबाई, पन्ना धाई और पद्मावती हूँ। मैं ही चंदन बाला, मरुदेवी माता, मैना सुंदरी और अनुपमा देवी हूँ। मैं ही मदर टेरेसा, ब्रह्मी सुंदरी, मीरा और रत्नावली हूँ। मैं ही सुस्मिता, ऐश्वर्या देवी का रानी और नरगिस हूँ। मैं ही मैरी कॉम, सानिया मिर्जा, कल्पना चावला, प्रतिभा पाटिल हूँ। मेरे अनगिनत रूप हैं, अनगिनत उपलब्धियां हैं। लिखने बैठे तो कहीं कहीं ग्रंथ बन जाएंगे। सच तो ये है कि नारी ही सृष्टि है, नारी ही प्रकृति है, नारी से ही ये सारा संसार है। आओ हम सब मिलजुल कर करें प्रतिज्ञा, एक दूजे का साथ निभाएंगी। आए कितनी भी बाधाएं, आए कितनी भी कठिनाइयां, हम कभी हार नहीं मानेंगी, हम कभी हार न मानेंगी, हम कभी हार न मानेंगी। तो ये हमारा अपने आप से एक वादा है कि हम कभी भी हार नहीं मानेंगी और हम सब एक दूसरे को साथ में लेकर चलेंगी। एंड 2 थिंग्स आई वांट टू से टू ऑल लेडीज, बी योर फेवरेट, लव योरसेल्फ। क्योंकि जब आप अपने आप को पसंद करते हो तो आप खुश रहते हो, और जब आप खुश रहते हो तो दुनिया में खुशियां बांटते हो। एंड सेकंड चीज और मैं कहना चाहती हूँ, ड्रेस वेल, एड्रेस वेल एंड डैश वेल। ये 3 चीजें अपने जीवन में अपनाइए, क्योंकि आप जब अच्छे से तैयार होते हो तो आपके अंदर एक अलग तरह का कॉन्फिडेंस आता है, आत्मविश्वास आता है, और तब आप लोगों को बहुत अच्छे से डील कर सकते हो। और जब आपकी जो बात है, बात में कहने का तरीका बहुत सुंदर होना चाहिए और आपकी बात में सार होना चाहिए। ड्रेस वेल, एड्रेस वेल एंड डैश वेल, ये 3 चीजें अपने जीवन में जरूर अपनाइए कि हवाओं से कह दो कि अपनी औकात में रहें। हम परों से नहीं, हौसलों से उड़ा करते हैं, हौसलों से उड़ा करते हैं। तो हमारी राह में बहुत कठिनाइयां आई हैं, सब कुछ आया है, लेकिन वक्त बदला है और वक्त का मिजाज भी। जागी है हिम्मत और जागा है विश्वास भी। आज नहीं मैं अबला, आज नहीं मैं बेचारी, बदल चुकी हूँ खुद को। शक्ति है पहचान हमारी, शक्ति है पहचान हमारी। तो यहाँ इतनी मात्र शक्ति बैठी है, समाज, परिवार और घर की सारी धुरियां नारियां हैं। तो इस नारियों को मेरा प्रणाम है कि कि जहां हम लोग देखिए घर परिवार दोनों संभालती हैं, बाहर का भी देखती हैं, घर का भी देखती हैं, कि जहां में अपनी जगह बनानी है, परंपराओं को भी निभाना है, अपनी तो एक अलग कहानी है, आकाश को छूना है और मंजिल को पाना है और मंजिल को पाना है। और हम सब ये दिखावा नहीं करती, हम सच में जो समाज सेवा करती हैं। मेरा हमेशा से ये मानना रहा है सोनिया, अविनाश जी, कि मैं इत्र से महकूं ये आरजू नहीं है, तमन्ना बस यही है कि मेरे किरदार से खुशबू आए, मेरे किरदार से खुशबू आए, तो इसी तरह से मेरे किरदार से खुशबू आती
This
रहे।
is wonderful. I think, please, guys, sorry, ladies, unmute yourself and give her a round of applause. Please unmute yourself and give her a round of applause. Thank you so much. You have made us speechless. हम कुछ नहीं बोल सकते आपके आगे, because आपने जो बोला, I think that was superb. Hats off to you,
Wonderful,
Manju ji.
Manju ji.
And
thank you.
please allow me to share your
Excellent.
poetry. Allow me to share your poetry on our platform, which
Yes.
people have been asking, because translation इतना justice नहीं कर सकते हैं, because
जी,
जो
जी।
आपने हिंदी में बोला, I cannot
जी।
translate that in English very well, but I've tried my best.
No, you
But
tried.
allow me.
You did very well. You did very well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. I'm sure everybody is pumped up, geared up after Manju's, whatever Manjuji has said. And we are going to take all your points positively. And thank you very much, Manjuji, for coming and joining us. Moving
मैं
forward.
आपसे इजाजत भी चाहूंगी, आज कुछ मेहमान सैटरडे है,
Please,
तो
please,
और हमारे डिनर का समय हो गया, इसलिए कुछ मेहमान आएंगे। मैं फिर YouTube पे जाकर अपना पूरा लिंक करके मैं पूरा सुनूंगी। और वंस अगेन थैंक यू वेरी मच। और जाते जाते ये कहूंगी कि इन परिंदों पर भरोसा कीजिए और आसमान को छूने की हिम्मत दीजिए। आप सभी लोगों से मिलकर जी बहुत खुश हुआ, अगली बार बुलाएंगे तो फिर आएंगे। अब जाने की इजाजत दीजिए।
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So very quickly, we are running short of time, so we have to, bring everybody on, because as I said, we have still more people coming from Dubai. Let me welcome Prag. Prag, are you there? We have a performer, Prag.
Hello.
Hi, Prag. Please introduce yourself and give us your bit. Ladies are waiting for it.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Cool.
Please introduce yourself, Prayag.
Hi, nice to meet you, everyone. My name is Prayag, and I am a student at University of Bath, and I play Bansuri, so I'm going to play a little bit for you. I'm going to play some Bollywood songs, so hopefully you guys might know them. It's a medley of Bollywood songs. Okay.
Thank you so much, Priya. Thank you so much. Wonderful performance. We have guessed the songs. I had made this quick round. Please guess the song.
I
Thank
was
you
watching
so
you guys
very
type it
much.
as I was playing.
Yes, yeah, we are. Yeah, this is amazing. Thank you so very much. And Priyag is our one of the volunteers in We Care and Share, and he's an amazing, amazing person. My friend's son, and he's a lovely player, and we always love her pieces. Thank you so much, Priyag.
Thank you for having me, everyone.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you.
Women's
Take
Day.
care. God bless you. I hope everybody enjoyed that, and let us move on quickly. We had a bit of changes which we have done, so we are bringing on one person who is. I think I always fall short of words when I try to introduce her, but let me still do that. Because we have created this for her. So please join me welcoming Sandy Saxena, who is an accelerator, negotiator, manipulator. I want to know what does that mean. Motivator, arbitrator, commentator, conservator, moderator, tutor. She is all that and much more. So she is working. She offers all the above things which we said, and we will know more from her how she does all of that. And she is somebody who works. With she's working with, I think, a career in personal financial planning at Nexus Insurance Brokers in Dubai, and also she's the head of the division of family matters at Excellent and Advisors and Management Consultants. She is a lovely friend who's always there for you, and I have never seen a person with such an open heart and open mind, and she is truly inspiring, one of the women I always look up to. And I know if I call her in the middle of my night, which is UK time, and she will be replying immediately saying, yes, I can help you. And she has always come up with great solutions for me. So Sandy, we want to see your lovely face. Where are you? Please come on. Sandy? Sandy, are you there? I can't hear you, Sandy. You need to unmute.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, there you are. Welcome,
Sandy. Thank you very much for that lovely introduction, my dear. And I'm very happy to be here. And my compliments to all the speakers before me. They're absolutely amazing. And I enjoyed everybody's presentation. And my presentation is all about the money. So
my favorite topic. We all need money.
I focus on financial empowerment, because when you have money, you have choices in life. When you have choices in life, you can then make a decision on what you would like to do, where you would like to go, with whom you would like to stay, etc., etc. So when I started out in my career, it was not like a lot of people who are started right out of university. Mine was a little bit on the other side. So after university, I got married and had my children. And at the ripe old age of 44, I found myself in financial dire straits. And that meant there was no money coming in because of certain things that have happened. And I decided I couldn't sit at home and wring my hands and keep telling my husband, what are we going to do? Where will you get the money from? Etc., etc. I had to stand up and take, what should I say, responsibility. And so I decided to get myself a job. Unfortunately, I had nothing to write on a CV because all it said was that I had graduated, I was married, I had 2 kids and a driver's license. And nobody was going to give a middle-aged woman an opportunity to prove herself. So I was computer illiterate at that stage. And obviously, never having worked, didn't have anything to offer. And I did get myself a job, and I'm still with them. That's Nexus Insurance Brokers, because they actually looked at me as an individual who had the capacity to do many things. And so I'm still with them. And it is on principle that I do not have a CV. I will never have a CV, because I think it is absolutely unfair to judge a person by a piece of paper. So having said that, I'll move on now and I'll talk about my favorite subject, which is the financial empowerment of women. So tell me, ladies, all of you, what is the one thing that you will need before you were born till after you die? One thing. So, okay, I'll
Money.
answer the question for you. It's money. So from the time you're
Money is love.
conceived in your parents, in your mother's womb, you are an expense. You require money. And then when you're born, and then as you grow older, you require money for everything. And even when you pass away, whether you're cremated or buried or anything, you still need money. So after you're gone, you're still paying for the expenses of your funeral and whatever else. So money is something that stays with you. It's your lifelong companion. And yet we do not treat money in the manner in which it should be treated. That means with respect and honor. So if we look at it from that perspective, we will have a very healthy relationship with money. But what happens is we use money as a tool. It's to exercise power, it's to manipulate, it's to get people to do other things they don't want to do. Or you, because of lack of money, have to compromise and do things that you don't want to do. And therefore, money is then used by us as a tool to manipulate and exercise power. So my advice to all ladies is, now I know all of you are highly educated, you're working, you're running businesses, but I want to ask you, when was the last time that you sat down and looked at your personal finance? Not anybody else's, not the people you work for, but your personal finance. Have you made an attempt to remove your personal money from your business money? If you're a working person, how much of your salary are you actually allocating towards yourself? When I say yourself, I'm talking about the principle that says pay yourself first. Only if you value yourself will you pay yourself first. So if we look at it from that perspective, then you know that you're keeping money aside for yourself. Because let's face it, if you're a person that has very little money, and if you are an elderly person, whom will you be depending on? Your children, the state, your government? And therefore, you have no more choices because you will then have to compromise. So when I speak to people about money, it's generally, no, I don't need to know this. No, this is so boring. This is so complicated. I don't have time. I don't have money. Somebody else should be looking after this for me. All excuses. Okay, I can understand when I'm asking you to save. I cannot promise you beautiful teeth, and I cannot promise you big boobs, and I cannot promise you to look hot and sexy. Right? You'll go and spend money on that, correct?
Absolutely.
You'll have Botox, you'll have this, you'll have that, all to look, which is external. And I'm saying, yes, please do that, but also look after yourself. So for us as individuals, for us, especially as women, we need to have a very healthy relationship with money. Because as mothers, we are passing on those messages to our children. And if we pass on messages of responsibility, of value, of understanding what can be done and how it should be done, and how we can have an amazing life with a lot of fun, with peace of mind, with self respect, then we are inculcating excellent messages about money. I don't know whether any of you are aware of this, but our money messages are recorded in our subconscious between the ages of birth to 6 years. And then it runs like a tape recorder in your mind. And no matter how much educated you are, you could be educated in finance also. You may not be able to do those things personally for yourself because your subconscious may tell you something different. Your subconscious records everything that you've heard or observed from your parents, from your siblings, the people around you, from your teachers, and it just sits in your subconscious. There's no good or bad or anything like that. It's just there. So once you become aware of your relationship with money, then you will be able to understand how well you can manage it and how well you can actually live your life. So I want everybody now to get out anything that represents money to you. If you have a coin next to you, you have a note next to you, you have a, what's it called, your credit card, anything that represents money. And I want you to hold it up in your hand, right? So if you say from childhood, I unwittingly pledged my love and commitment to you, but it seems like only yesterday I promised to love you, honor you, and keep you, right? So now what we are going to do is just like they have the marriage vows, we are going to have the marriage vows too. So I don't know whether I can hear you, but I would still ask you to repeat after me.
Yeah.
Right? So here we go. I'm here today to make a fresh start.
I'm here today
to renew my vows, honor and reaffirm my respect for you. Okay. So I, Sandy Saxena, promise that I will be your lifelong companion and you will be my lifelong companion, to have and to hold from this day forward. Promise me today, here and now, that you will be my faithful, trustworthy companion. For better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish from this day forward until death do us part. Correct?
Brilliant.
So, can you see the wisdom in that?
Yes.
Right? So therefore, you will, what I always want to tell people is, I will never waste you. I will never disrespect you. I will value you and use you responsibly. I will use my wisdom in all my dealings with you. I will save you, never waste you, for you are my foundation, my security, my stability. Now, isn't that true?
Yes.
Brilliant.
Isn't
Absolutely perfect.
Right. So for all I'm saying to you is, I'm not here to preach, don't spend money on this, don't do this, do this. No, 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 no. All of us are responsible women. All of us know exactly what we are supposed to do. I'm here to remind you of the importance that money holds for us in each of our lives. Now, whether it's relationships or anything else, we all know the one thing that matters most is money. So when we empower ourselves to look after ourselves well, then we can be in a strong place to negotiate. That's what life is all about, right? Negotiating and coming up a winner. So that's what I'm talking about today. We are all winners and we are all queens and we all wear crowns, although you can, you can see mine, but I can't.
I love your crown.
Okay. On that happy note of renewing our money vows, I should take your leave.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Naz, you must say something on this because I will be like, I'm a friend, so I can say 10 million things about her.
Sandy G, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I strongly believe that if we want to be empowered, especially women, because I come from a background when, women very rarely worked. All right, although I did work, but like my mom's generation and so on, where obviously they relied on the husband's income and, you had to, and I still remember when my mom got her first job when I was about 16, saying that the reason she wanted the job was she didn't want for my father to give her the housekeeping money. And then, she would drag us left, right, to pick up the cheapest, place where we could buy, even if it was only a penny difference. And her slogan was that when we used to, oh, Mom, now you don't need to, why are you saving this penny? She used to say, from the pennies, you make the pounds. From the pounds, you make the thousands.
Exactly.
It's true, isn't it, Cindy? And so the same reason I have always believed that we need to empower women financially. And I think what you said is a great thing. And I think somehow you're also part of the healing kind of process, because that's what we say. If you want money, you have to let the universe know, God know that you want money. Otherwise, it doesn't materialize. And you shouldn't feel guilty. And I personally do have hang-ups about money, because I think if you're too successful, it's you might lose your kind of yourself in it. So I'm always creating problems for myself. But this was a very interesting, and what you said, if the woman has control over her finance, she can control the rest of her life. You know, and I think that's and this is why I think one of the charities we did actually do, being a widow myself, we did a widows project back in Delhi with another charity, the Lions Clubs there, where we thought even women, if we could get them sewing machines, you know, some if they lost their husband, gave them the independence. I think that's wonderful, and I feel such a privilege to be in the company of so many wonderful women, and yourself and Her Highness that was there, and she was speaking very highly of yourselves as well. To know that we all think along the same lines. And like, you know, Manju said, I have also personally felt there is no victory, all right, or, you know, success without your close ones around you, people that you love, people you support, people like yourself, your friends. And I always believe that if you have your group of friends around, the success is so much sweeter, you know, because otherwise if you get these awards and you're only one up there, who cares, you know? But if you take the people along with you who have mattered, who deserves to be successful as well, it's so much sweeter. Thank you, Sandy. And
thank you, Sandy.
us
Love
again.
you so much. Thanks so much for being here and giving us time. And I think, Abby, we need to move to our next guest speaker.
It's Lady Bala.
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay, Lady Bala, are you there, please? Lady Bala?
Sandy, meanwhile, if you can, please send a copy of vows. People are asking for this. If you can put it up on the chat box, or you can email me. I can just forward it to everyone, or put it on our We Care and Share platform.
Hello, Lady Bala. Hello. Shall we go on? Is Lady Bala in?
I'm just checking, yeah. I can't see her. There she was logged in, and then.
Can we take Jasmine?
Yes, yes, we can take Jasmine then.
Jasmine, are you there? Jasmine? Can you see Jasmine?
I can't see her as well.
Okay. So
we have Sonu Malkani, if we can quickly have her.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I will introduce, or you will introduce. So who will take the honor? Sonu.
So since Sonia, you have more knowledge, and I don't want to do justice.
Absolutely. Let me take this privilege introducing this beautiful, gorgeous women. We all are gorgeous in our way, but let me just say that. Okay, give me a while. I'm gonna introduce you. So Sonu Malkani, welcome here, and you are a philanthropist, a mother, a carer, and inspiration propelled by your faith. You have been volunteering since 1974. Oh my goodness, that's a hell of time. I was not even born that time. So 1974, you are raising awareness and screening of genetic disorder, thalassemia, actively engaged till date, and you are a community leader since 3 decades, passionately focused on all the aspects of policing Harrow, actively engaged with London Mayor's Office and New Scotland Yard, Vice Chair, Harrow Safer Neighbourhood Board and Local Ward Panel and Safety, and you are a community champion for neighborhood. You also chair the Harrow Interfaith, made up of diverse religious communities, promoting community cohesion plus independent advisory board dealing with the serious police incidents in Harrow. Brilliant. This is really brilliant. I'm feeling like I'm the youngest in terms of experience, because I just have 2 lines to say about myself. I mean, this is great, and I'm so honored to have you. Sonaji, over to you.
Sonia, I cannot tell you how deep immersed I've become in all the things I've been listening to so far. I've quite forgotten that I had anything to do with policing and all this, because there's so much going on out there. I'm really grateful to you for contacting me and asking me to speak. Actually, as you say, I've been volunteering an awful long time, so I'm probably not as savvy with the commercial world anymore as I might have been in my initial years in the media and stuff. But I've been here in England since 1970, will give you some idea. And I'm only going to be talking very quickly about, I mean, first of all, my main thing that I look at life is, and first and foremost, I'm a mum and a homemaker and a woman. And I think that is a huge territory for all of us, you know. That's my first call. As a community leader, I really got involved in that just quite by chance. Maybe somebody out there in the universe had it all planned for me beforehand. And slowly but surely, I've gotten to things such as, I said, thalassemia, raising awareness about conditions, genetic conditions. You will see on my sheet, it says that I'll be talking about 3 topics, main topics that I'm picking up, because there's far too much to talk about and bore the pants of all of you, which is not what I'm here for. So first topic I'm touching on is a very big one, a very emotive issue, stigma. We're all very good at passing judgment on other people, having, you know, certain views, and we're all stuck in that. Now, fortunately, our generation has improved to some extent. One before us has been not quite so good at it. And I don't think it's really our job to go around trying to push things into the older generation. They have their own views, they have their own way of looking at life, and we must respect them for it. But I think for the generations we're bringing up, our children and other people, we need to educate people. We need to encourage them to think differently, open up their minds, not so judgmental. I come from India, and I must say, the society in which I grew up, it was either black or white. Everything was either black or white, either you're good or bad. So I found as I've gotten older, much older, I hope I've got a little bit wiser with it. There are shades of gray in between, which I hate having to acknowledge sometimes, but they're there. So you might as well learn that this has to happen. And when it comes to stigma, for example, you take a genetic condition like thalassemia, which is quite common amongst our Indian community and Greek community. Now, it's exactly the identical condition that the Greeks have. In fact, Alexander the Great brought it to India. Thank you very much. We didn't need that, but he did. He left it behind. But in India, we tend to hide. We don't want to tell people. We're much better now at it than we were. We don't want to tell anybody there's anything wrong. That's, you know, this is something terrible. We mustn't tell people this happens in our family. Somebody might not marry into our family, or they might think we're, you know, less than. It doesn't happen like that. It's a matter of educating. The more you talk about things, less people are afraid of it. Now, the Greeks can speak about it freely. Why the hell can't we? I mean, I think India today is a world power. We're way ahead in everything else. So I would like to think that somewhere along the line, we'll also is a trail to getting rid of stigmas, such as about genetic conditions, which affects the whole community. It's not our bank balance that we can keep quiet about. I think it's criminal to keep quiet, in fact. And empowering other people, the younger generations, the ones that are coming after us, know about what you may or may not have in your body, which you've inherited, like legacy. You don't say to your mom and dad, why did you give me, you know, beautiful hair? Or why are my eyes such a lovely color like yours if you're a Kashmiri, you know? You don't say that to them, but you're not going to say to them, you gave me thalassemia, I don't love you. Of course not. It's the same thing with sickle cell. Everybody has to understand some things come from nature. There's a lot of knowledge out there, and we're in a wonderful country with an NHS behind us. A lot of people helping us here. Let me tell you something. If it wasn't for the, I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember this, those of you who are, when John Major was our Prime Minister, we had Edwina Currie, and she went out of her way to make videos in various different languages for thalassemia, for which I'm so grateful we still use them. It encouraged people to know about it. It's not just thalassemia, but there's so many issues. Somebody might have a cleft palate. Nobody wants to know them. You know, a very simple operation can make a person's life absolutely normal. That child can be, you know, that little operation done at a young age can make them okay, bring their smile back. There's an organization called Smile you might have heard about. So I'm just saying, basically, we women have to wake up to these things and say, and often, of course, we get blamed, even if it's a genetic condition, told it's your fault, you're the woman. Nothing's wrong with my son. This is a load of nonsense. You and I know it. So I think I'm very, very hopeful, very optimistic, because I've gone there and seen our younger generation are so much more savvy, so much more open-minded, and especially the ones living here, mind you, even back home, with thanks to all social media and all the connections we have with one another, they really, really do know how to take up these issues and deal with it. Now, I'll go to the next one because I think I have been working in this sector with genetic conditions for at least 4 decades, and I feel very privileged to be part of it because you see things which you never would have seen otherwise. Now I'm going on to another very, very difficult issue which people don't like talking about, but we have to. I don't know if you ever heard of honor killings. Now I prefer to call it dishonor killing. And you say, what on earth is that? Well, it's really, we're talking about killing young men. How does that happen? This is coming from my police background and working with Scotland Yard since the last God knows how many years, 30 odd years. And what happens in a number of communities, you don't like the boy that they've arranged for you to marry, then the family gangs up on you and they manage to get you away from the country or take you on a holiday abroad. Now, I'm sorry, I don't want to stigmatize any particular community, but in England, most of our cases have been with our Pakistani community. They have been extremely helpful. Some of their officers, some of their community members have come forward, help us with these issues because they know this is a very serious matter. They shouldn't be happening. We get people where, say, a young girl's marriage has been arranged with her uncle's, son or something, and she doesn't want to marry him. She's fallen in love with somebody else. She's not allowed to marry him. Simple. The family says, if you do, we will kill you. Well, you can't kill me. I'm in England now. You can't touch me. But what has happened in the past and still happens sometimes, they would take them away under pretense of having a holiday back in Pakistan. Of course, at the moment, all this has stopped to the pandemic, which is, I think, we're very lucky in some ways that it has been temporarily halted, to give us chance to work on these serious issues, take them there under guise of holiday, and then you find that people have got all the families around you, all your cousins around you, your aunts and uncles. I don't know how you feel, but when we go back home, there are so many things we might want to do or not want to do, but it's the done thing. Oh, let's just do it. Let's keep everybody happy in the family. We're only going for a little while. So that's what happens. A young girl is under pressure. She's then forced to be with a man she doesn't want to be with. In the meanwhile, somebody has got hold of her boyfriend or fiancé, as she thinks of him in her mind, back home, probably bumped him off. Now, that's a very serious matter. And some of the girls are not allowed to get away from these marriages. But fortunately, our governments, those who are British citizens who are born here, they have, we have all the consulates back in various countries all over the world where it might be happening anywhere. And the girls themselves can get in touch with them. And then they are helped by the consulate to fly them back to Britain, and they're safe here. And of course, then the police takes up the case. It's a very serious matter. Please, let's not ignore it. It's like you must have heard of some other things as well, which I won't go into, which afflict women. We all shy away from talking about these things because we're so embarrassed by them. We don't want to offend anybody. I have a huge respect for the Muslim community. I have a huge number of Pakistani friends even here, who are wonderful, wonderful people. Everybody in the community should not feel stigmatized by us talking about it. But where a wrong occurs, whoever does it, wherever they do it, it must be taken care of. We women are the ones. In this case, we found often the mother or the sister also ganging up, which is very, very shocking. But they're doing it out of fear. If they don't do it, their husbands and sons will turn on them too. It's a very difficult one. I'll also go to the last bit here, which is even worse, I think, in some ways, because it affects right across the board. And we're all hearing about it all the day, apart from hearing about vaccinations and the census at the moment, which you must all be quite fed up by now. They are important issues and we have to address them. Domestic violence. Now, domestic violence, the minute we say it, we assume that it's only women being attacked. Well, that's not true. There are men also who do get attached. And domestic violence, when I first came into the policing side of things, I assumed domestic violence is a physical act. Somebody thumps you, you get a bruise, or you get pushed around. Well, domestic violence, if you look at the definition, you look at the fright of your life. It's everything. Emotional violence, psychological violence, financially, your money is being cut off by the person doing it, the perpetrator. You have no freedom to wear any clothes that you like. You can't talk to your friends on the phone without somebody telling you what you're doing, why you're doing it. I mean, you've got interference with just about every aspect of your life. That all comes under domestic violence because a woman, I mean, all the women I've heard here today are full of confidence, buzzing, absolutely buzzing, and, you know, wanting to go out there and reach out to other women and help them. People in a domestic violence situation, you'll find them closing up. They don't want to talk, frightened to talk. And don't forget, people who are in a relationship, whether it's a marriage, whether it's a boyfriend or a partner, obviously love that person. They obviously have some feelings for that person. Maybe they've got children. Maybe they've got family living with them, you know, parents living with them. And it's very, very difficult to report. We've got systems in place for the police to get hold of this information, then come out. Did you know that it's 32 times the woman might have given some indication to somebody or to police before she actually picks up the phone and makes a proper report, and in the meantime she's been murdered? Is that what we women are worth? I think, for goodness sake, I went to a seminar, I can never forget, in Harrow, and one of the things that were there, Abhinasha, I'm just saying this to you as well, as you know, somebody so much in charge of this. I was gobsmacked because when I saw that there was a police officer, a lady, you know, she was wearing a hijab, young, beautiful Muslim police officer. She brought her 2 little girls along with her. And I said, what's this? She stood up and she said, this is the first time I had the confidence to speak about domestic violence because it's happening to me. I said, pardon? He's a police officer. And I said, why weren't you able to talk? You could have told anyone at the yard. No, she couldn't. She said, because her parents told her, don't come back to us.
Yes.
We don't want you back. Shame and the stigma again. Again, the family, the father, the husband's family said, how can you do this? You'll destroy the children's life. You'll destroy your life. You know, where will we go in public? We can't hide. Oh, we'll have to hide our heads in shame. All this nonsense has got to stop. And I really, really humbly say one thing today. We might think we're very clever. We're all going to empower women. But women's empowerment, I heard a very good thing on International Women's Day last week. Women's empowerment really come when we have men standing with us and giving us their full support. This is not just our job. All of you men, every single man is responsible also for standing by us. And it makes it so easy then, because if I want to do something at home and my husband won't let me do it, my son won't let me do it, it's going to really water down everything. It's never really going to happen. If I want to really, really do something passionately, right, they won't stop me. If you get support, you know the man standing beside you, and you know, automatically everything starts to work together. It all falls into place, doesn't it? I think we should make sure that when we do women's empowerment, we should also do men's empowerment as well. I know you invited a few of them here. I'm absolutely delighted to see them. And we should allow them to also have a voice on our International Women's Day. Like we had in the domestic violence forums, we had domestic violence international, forum for the men as well. I think on our International Women's Day like this, we should celebrate the men who stand by us. Yes. And also another way of doing it, I think, as women, as fathers as well, we must train our children from the time they're little kiddies, teach them respect for their sisters and mums at home, teach them all about these things. When they go to school, our teachers must also remind them that, look, you don't just say, girls are, what do they do? They can't be engineers, they can't be doctors. Well, I'm sorry. Some of the big CEOs in the world today, the largest companies, are women. Some of the leaders and some of the really very successful prime ministers during the pandemic have all been women, haven't they? I think it's because we've got emotional intelligence, a little bit more. I'm going to show off here, sorry. But nature has endowed us, I think biologically, with an advantage here, that we've got feeling of intuition. I think the good Lord up there, he knew what he was doing anyway. He knew that if he didn't do it, he was going to mind all his children for him. So very cleverly made it. He says it in lots of our holy books, you see, God made mothers because he couldn't be everywhere. I think he made women, it's not just mothers, but he made women that we can also be nurturing the whole world. We can't just only look after our own kind. We have to look after mankind as well. And I think I powerfully believe, I'll just end on this note, I powerfully believe that it's really the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. They must rule the world with love and affection, not domination, not showing off, and a lot of collaboration and cooperation and nurturing. That's all we need in this world. All you need is love. Okay? Thank you so much for inviting me.
That is our pleasure. Thank you, Sonuji. That was very interesting. And I also do agree with you that we need to work, not just women. Yes, we need to empower women, but in my history or in my life, and I know there have been very powerful men, or and they have stood shoulder by shoulder, taken me forward. And maybe now I only had 2 daughters, but now I've got grandsons, and I'm very conscious that men are just as sensitive as women. And we need to work together, and we need to promote each other, because, you know, like our left hand needs our right hand. Of
course you do.
That's the policy in life. So I do, it's been very...
Can I just say one more thing you said about men in my life? I know my son's taught me certain things in my life as a male, and my husband, of course, another aspect. But I think the man who's obviously influenced me most in my life must be my father. He's not with us anymore, but he's living through me, I think, because he was a senior police officer. And now I'm into policing wholesale. It's almost running in my blood. And I think, good God, how did I become like this? Nobody believes I'm into that. Yeah. I also think a lot of whatever I feel or whatever I am today, I'm very grateful to the entire community here who's been very kind and good to me. Lots of good women in my life still. You do get the odd one who tries to stand, in your life. But in fact, become stepping stones because you learn how to, overcome. But I think really also in life, we have to move forward all together and make sure that everybody respects us.
Thank you, Sonuji. And thank you. That was very interesting. And I'm sure a lot of women learned, because you're right that people still don't like to talk about domestic violence because there's still a bit of stigma.
There is one thing about domestic violence. You'll be very pleased to hear that I'm actually going in, because I'm Haro Interfaith Chair. I do have access to a lot of communities. We've been going to the mosques and the temples and the synagogues and everywhere. We've been taking all of our information to all the places, so then the information is distributed to everybody, because it's not just in one community, it's right across the board. Good luck, have a lovely time, and everybody stay safe. Stay safe.
Thank you, Sonuji. I would just want to add here that, I think maybe because of the cultural belief we have being a Sikh, in our religion, like the gender equality comes by default. So I think we are one of the most privileged ones who think that I have lived all my life without any inferiority complex. In fact, we are always with the superiority complex. Avnash would agree on this. And, we are like that always, being a Punjabi. But honestly, we were 3 daughters to my father, and my brother is the one most such a soul that we don't even care for him. He doesn't even exist for us, because he's a younger, and because he's a man. So in our family, I think, because we were all educated and we all believe that, females are the one, they need to be respected. And we never, until the moment I came out of the shell of my family, where my father was there, my brother and the brothers were there, my taya, my chacha, everybody was there to support us. I think until then, I did not realize that I'm a female and there is a difference between being a female and being a male, because we were treated so well, and we were appreciated. And when I look back and I see, of course, my mom has been there always, God bless her soul, she's not with us today, but the inspiration in my life has been my father. I always see him as my inspiration, and support is my husband. I think I believe that I'm a fortunate one to have these 2 figures with me. And yes, today my little munchkin, my 13 years old guy, has made this setup for me to make this event possible. So, we are not without them, we are with them, and they are with us. And on this note, I would certainly want, I can see there are a few very, I think just few of them are here and they're sitting with us. We really would want them to come on board and give their thoughts to us. I can, Mr. Manji is there, and I could see there was another person, I don't know, Victor Any. We would like to hear from you a little later. But I think let's, Abby, go to the next speaker.
Sonia, the most important thing for all of us now, and for me at least, is my faith. Without that, I wouldn't be here today. And I'm sure a lot of us here will relate to that.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, the next, I just want to find out if Jasmine's there, because I know she's working. She's was going to join us in from work. Jasmine, are you there? Jasmine, are you there yet? Okay, then can I bring in Martina, because I like to hear her next. Especially, I know she did an introduction in the beginning about the diversity. Martina, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, would you like to please join us?
First of all, I would like to thank the previous speaker. That was extremely courageous of you to express about our worries. We all know those facts, but to bring them out like this was very impressive, madam. So that's our respect. And for a married woman who is lucky to have a husband who is supportive and understanding, I do know, and I do not belittle that at all. I know the value of a supportive man in my life. So I hope that everybody in this room is blessed like me and has the support of her husband in everything she does. He's actually online, bless him.
Yes.
He's here. He's been smiling in the quiet. But
like
anyway.
Martina, like they say, you know, there's always a woman behind the throne, but there's also a man behind the lady.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And it's partnership. And everything we should do it in partnership. And talking about partnership, today I wanted to speak about, we introduced already our diversity event that we hold in Aylesbury and Bournemouth every October, every year. But I would like to put one point forward, and one of your previous speakers has spoken about this. Women can put women down. Now, on that subject, if any of you or your children or the people you know are in a position of recruiting, we need to be, I would like to raise the awareness of the communities when you're in that position of recruiting. And I explain why. Of course, we are trying to work on gender equality. Being a woman, that's an easy one for me. But race equality, we need to, how can I say, champion it. And I cannot personally change the wrongs of this world. I cannot stop the wars where they happen or the people who are selling the arms to it. So I can inflict a difference. I can affect my circle. So where I can have an effect. And if we all do that, we will move forward. So what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say very badly, actually, I'm a bit stressed about Abnash, sorry. What I'm trying to explain here is we need to influence our circle against disparity between men and women in terms of salary, etc. But when God gives you a position where you can recruit or help somebody to move away from a stigma or to move away from under a stigma, I think we own it to our gods, whoever they are, to do it. So an example is recruitment. This happened, this is just the latest in my week of work. I'm a team manager for a special education need department in one of the boroughs of London. And in the recruitment, you know, you get 50 CVs, you have to sieve them down to 20, and then you speak with everybody. When you speak with some people, some are very forceful. They come very confident and very, how can I say, everybody has the same knowledge of the technicalities of the job, but some people come very shy. And we need to be aware, especially when we're all working from home. That woman who is in that interview in front of me is coming from a community where the husband doesn't appreciate the woman to be loud like me, for example. She is working in the same room. A husband is next to her on another computer working, and he doesn't appreciate her. It's just not in her community normal use of a woman to be loud, assertive, fast and sharp on the phone. So I have women who are coming, the specific girl comes from Bangladesh, and she is terribly knowledgeable about the job I'm recruiting for, but she's very quiet. So of course I have, because that's the way I am wired, I am going to give her more time and I'm going to excel in my recruitment mission to see if she can do the job. And even if she's quiet, can she on a day-to-day hold her ground? Therefore, we have something we base every decision on, which is the code of practice, the SEN code of practice. If she knows the code of practice, she doesn't need to be loud. She will not need to be very active and assertive on the phone. She will simply need to know the code of practice. So I spend more time with her. And of course, needless to say, she got the job. But the point I'm making here is, this is when God gives you a position in which you can influence the world. You don't need to go and do big manifestation in Trafalgar Square, and you do not need to, you know, have a social media Facebook page with 3,000 followers. All you need to do is every single one of us to improve the condition of women, to improve the conditions of minorities, diversities. We just need to influence our little sphere. And if we do that without failure, small steps will get us to a better place for our children. That's all I wanted to say. I know that you're very aware of time, and I don't want to linger too much, but I just wanted to give that practical example.
Okay. Thank you very much for that, Martina. Yeah, I mean, you've always been very inspiring to me, you and Victor. So I am going to put Victor on afterwards, after all the speakers have their turn, because I know both.
So let him hear all the females,
Yes.
and then we will hear males' perspective on
That's
this.
what.
Please hold on till then.
Yeah, he's a very inspiring man. So I would like to end our own Manji as well, our current president. Okay, I'm going to try to see if Jasmine has got a bit of time, because she is working the pharmacies. And thank you very much, Martina. Jasmine, are you there yet, darling? Jasmine? Okay, I'm going to go on to the next speaker. See if Lady Bala has got her internet working. Lady Bala, are you there? No? Okay.
No, she's not there. Her internet is not working. She's trying, but I don't think she can make it. And also, please, can you tell us why Erica is not here?
Okay. Erica, unfortunately, so please, everybody, send out your prayers to her. Erica is a very kind of powerful lady. She's got media, she's involved with media, newspapers, TVs. She's also got into the hotel business. So she was gonna be with us. And I know she would have tried her best, but unfortunately her father passed away the other day. So she had to fly out to Germany. And I think she must have managed to get a ticket today. And so she did send me an apology at 8:30 in the morning saying, I'm sorry, I won't be able to join you in. And so please, everybody, send your prayers out to her. I appreciate that, because she's a wonderful lady. Now, if I could bring Kavjit, who's gonna be the first, first Vice District elect for District Alliance 105A. This is because she's been a governor, she works with interfaith organizations, she's been a teacher, and she runs her own business as well. What I would like to bring in is, with her experience, not only in business, in education, but also how she got into voluntary, because that's a great big thing in this day and age. Because there's a saying, if we serve, we benefit, we grow ourselves. And I think quite a few of the speakers have already said that so far. So Kavjit, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you for waiting. All right.
Okay, no problem.
Now
Good
we'd
afternoon.
like to take your journey.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kavjit. I'm the second Vice District Governor for Alliance 105A. Alliance is an international voluntary organization, a service organization, a worldwide organization with 1.4 million people joining. And I have the privilege of being elected as one of representatives to represent a district. Our district is mainly London and some of the home counties. We have privileged Lions here as well, so I won't speak too much about Lionism, but I'll tell you about my journey from where I came from and where I've got to. And I've been inspired by so many people that have spoken this afternoon, and I can relate to all your journeys. I came as an immigrant at the age of 12 from Kenya. My inspiration for my education has been my father and my mother. Like many of you, like the generation that we are, our mothers were housewives, and so was mine. My father was a teacher who went to Kenya before partition. So he educated himself in India first, and then under the British Raj, ended up in Kenya as a teacher. We immigrated to UK in 1972. And as Martine says, Martine, I live in North Hertfordshire, so I know exactly what you're talking about in terms of diversity. I came to a school that was wholly white. I came to Hatfield, not far away from you. And I had problems. I came to a different environment from Kenya to a totally white school where I was probably the first brown child at the age of 12. My father was quite distinct, and he had the personality of saying, I'm going to educate my daughter to a standard where I think she can prosper herself. He educated my brother to a degree level, and then he made sure that I was educated. And I chose a subject that wasn't very popular at the time. I chose computer science as my degree. So if you can imagine, late 1970s, early 80s when I went to university, and I went away from home, which wasn't very traditional in those days either. So I actually went to Reading to study. So I did my degree, I did my post-graduation, and then I started teaching. Once again, I arrived to an area which was dominantly white. So we talk about North Hertfordshire, where no diversity existed, very few Asian families, not many Black families at all, so I started my teaching career there, and I moved on. I stayed in education for 30 years in various roles, up to management, staff development, empowering others to teach so that I could actually pass on my knowledge to others. During that period, I met a colleague who said to me, would you like to volunteer? Would you like to be a part of an organization that does community work? And I thought to myself, yes, I would like to give something back to my community. And that's when I joined Lions. Part of that was actually giving something back to my community, all right? And that's what Lions do. They do something for the community. As I worked through my way through Lions, having done various jobs at club level, I thought to myself, I got an inspiration. Actually, Avnash was my inspiration at one point. But then our first president, international president, we had the first lady president in 2018. After 100 years after the organization had flourished, we had our first lady president at the international level. And I thought to myself, if she can do it, I can do it. And that's what inspired me to go for the vice district governance roles at the district. It's not easy. And I will be honest with you, as most of your Asian ladies will know, going through a path, a career in this country as an Asian is not easy. But you have to work at it. You have to make sure that education that's been given you works for you. You take people along with you. And like many of you, I have been lucky in that my husband, although he came from India in 1984, is the pillar of my inspiration and the support that I need. And I have a daughter who works for the NHS as a senior manager, and I've given her every support that I can to make her grow, to get into what she wants to do. And she is a senior manager now, working for mental health services in Southeast CCG. So all I can say to all of you is that the inspiration is within you. You have to work at it. It's we can work together. We can move forward and we can do what we want to do. So do what you want to do. Raise yourselves. Be what you want to be. We have the power to do what we want to do. I'll end with a quote. There are two quotes that I really like, and one is from Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Ladies, education is a powerful tool. Let's use it. Let's make other women what we want them to be. Thank you. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. No, Kavji, that's wonderful. I mean, I can see it. I can hear the passion in your voice, right? So I don't think, you know, you needed anybody to inspire you. I think it was within yourself anyway. All right. And I mean, similar to what you said, I mean, my father, being a headmaster himself, used to quote that, you know, you can have everything taken away from you, property, you know, wealth, you name it, but nobody can take your education away from you, and nobody can take your self-respect unless you were willing to lose it. So that was very good, you know, very inspiring. And I mean, I met you as well, Kavji, so I know your husband is a very good sport for you, but I'm sure you support him in everything he does and the family. So it's wonderful to see that, especially in our district, not just this year. I mean, we've been having gradually women district governors coming up. And I think that's the way the world is changing, because women are beginning to realize that they cannot just, if they're able to manage the household, manage a business, they can manage any, because it's just an extension of what we do anyway. Yeah, because we have the knowledge, we have the experience. And I remember when I used to teach my workshops, and I go and women come up to me, I'm just a housewife. And I list down, excuse me, what do you mean you're just a housewife? My own puppy used to say, I'm a housewife, Avinash, I don't know. And I used to say, puppy, you're a chauffeur, you're a planner, event planner, you're a cook, because she did all that. I said, you're a financial accountant because you manage the household bills. So you see, women do a lot, but we need our male as well. And I would, I'm not a feminist. Sometimes people do believe I am, because I work with, you know, encourage women, because that's my mission in life, because maybe it's because my mother kind of drilled it in that if she had been educated, she could have done that. So, and I have developed powerful daughters who are professionals in their own level. So, but the men have the equal part. If we raise strong children, I remember a friend of mine who had a daughter and then she had a son. And I went there once, and what annoyed me was because she was like, her son wanted to eat an apple, and her daughter was saying, Mommy, I want one. The daughter was 5 years old, the son was 2 years old. And she went, hi, you know, like typical Indian. And this is a girl who's been brought up here. She's educated, she's more educated. And she went to her daughter, don't, let me give it to your brother. He needs it more than you. And I literally grabbed the apple and I gave it to the daughter. I said, excuse me. And I said to her, Preeti, what are you teaching your son? If you're teaching your son to disrespect that he's better than his sister. And so every time, I mean, you have to, it has to come from us women. We can make the world a better place. So thank you to Kavji. So now I'm going to try once more for Jasmine, because I know she's a very hardworking young lady, and I'll tell you a little bit about her. She's I suppose the youngest out of the panel today. She joined our Alliance, my club, which Lion President Manji, I think, is on. We will hear from him in a few minutes. But she joined, and she's been so inspiring. She developed like spectacle bins, which are going across the district now. But she's very forward thinking. And only last year, before the COVID hit us and we shut down, she opened her own pharmacy. So you can understand she's under a lot of pressure, but she wanted to get involved. So let me try again. Jasmine, are you there, darling? Jasmine? Okay. So all
right. She couldn't connect, I believe. So we can quickly have Victor.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Hi, Victor. Would you like to give us some advice?
Hello, and good afternoon to everyone.
Welcome, Victor. We really wanted to hear from a man.
Oh, no.
So, yes, let us hear your perspective today.
Yeah, I will be
I hope we have not troubled you much.
Not at all. I've been a very good friend and very supportive. It's about the title of today's event, Women Raise Women. I will say women raise women and men.
Yes.
Without
Definitely,
women,
definitely.
yeah, without women,
we will
where
change
would
it
we be? My personal experience is my father was an inspector of police and died when I was very young, and left my mother with 8 children. Instead of living in the capital city, which is Lagos, then she said to go to the village where she has the community support to raise the children. And she swore not to marry again. We were 8, 5 boys and 3 girls. And she was such a strong woman. I'm 6'4". My mother will be about 5'2", but she's so strong, and she didn't let anything to slow her down. No intimidation from the society to slow her down or stop her from raising her children the way she wanted to raise her children. And I'm glad to say we haven't caused her any problems, and that's because of the way she raised us. I picked 1 or 2 things here today. Collaboration, not competition. That's a very good thing to say. If we collaborate with each other, there'll be no issues at all. That will lead to a better communication, better involvement in each other's life, both the man and the woman. And to listen to each other. We need to listen and understand where our partners or the girls or the boys are coming from and try to work with that. We cannot live in this world without each other. The men won't be here without the women, and I would say the women won't be here without the men. So it's very important that we work together. In terms of involvement, some society makes it so the women don't want to take part in what's happening in the family. They believe it's the man's responsibility. And that empowers the man, and in some cases leads to the maltreatment that will occur to the woman, or the woman not being able to be financially okay if there's any issues. So that's why I want to say now that involvement, if your man doesn't want you to get involved, insist. If he gets involved, he will understand your value, what you can do, the support he gets from you, the advice could make things better. So collaboration, not competition, is the way forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Victor. That's well said. I mean, I think, like you said, we need each other. I mean, to be honest, I'll be fair with you. I'm not very computer literate, so it's actually a friend of mine that was setting out. I couldn't connect this morning. All right. So I think we need both sides. And I enjoy the company of both. Right? So it makes it, adds a bit of spice to life, doesn't it? Thank you very much, Victor. And hopefully we will all get together. I was saying that to Martin.
Yes, we find time to get together.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Is Manjiji there?
Mr. Manji, are you there? I've sent him a message. I don't know if he's there. Mr. Manji, can we hear from you?
Is he there in the?
He is here, but I don't know. Yeah, he's there, but then I can't see.
Okay, no problem.
Him coming on. So I think we need to wrap this up because have we covered everybody?
Yeah. I think when you come up, has he? Because
Manji, do you want to say something for us today? I don't think he's there. Yeah, I don't think. No problem. Okay. It was really, really wonderful for all of you because we have got just few minutes left. Yeah. I have to play a video before we end. But before that, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has joined us today. And this was really inspiring, more than what I expected. And thank you to each one of you who have joined and given your special time to us. So Abby, I would like you to say some words and then we are playing a video.
Okay. First of all, I like to say there is a saying that no man is an island, which basically means we depend on each other, which has shown us now the world is each country is at a standstill. and we are relying on each other. Same thing like Victor just said, we need each other, we need to work together. And then the other thing, I mean, I love saying these things. Sometimes I get them wrong, I'll be honest. All right. And the final thing I will say, if you can dream of something, anything in life, you can achieve it with hard work and determination. So if you have a dream, don't let anybody put you down. I've been told, not by my family, because my family always said, you can go ahead. Sometimes I've been the only woman in a man's world or the only brown face somewhere, and I always been told you cannot do it, even in corporation work and in business and so on. And even the so-called business advisors told me you cannot succeed here because big companies won't give you this. And I proved them. And then it's like, oh, how did you get there? Could you run some workshops on that? It's determination, it's willpower, it's knowing that if you believe in yourself, you can plan it, you can design it, and you can succeed. That's another thing. So anybody listening out there, and even on our Facebooks, please don't let anybody stop you. You can succeed. You just need to find the right people to, if you are stuck somewhere, look at internet, ask friends. I always say to people, advice costs nothing, and once the business owner said to me, he said, well, I charge people. And I was on the tip of my tongue to say, well, that's why now you're employing me to give you advice. So I should charge you. So let's go ahead and be positive to help each other, both genders, so we can provide for a better world. Okay. If Manjuji, you are there, you're welcome to say a few words. If not, thank you, Sonia.
Out there. So thank you very much, Avnashji, and I think we have successfully concluded our event, and it was great privilege that we all were together here talking about a very important discussion. And as we all let us choose to challenge ourselves to get through all the challenges. And I think challenges are more towards that what is present in the society than what we are creating. I think it's just that within the society we need to look into it, and there is a solution lying right there. We do not need to go out, and we as females, we are creators, we are orators, and I think all the reins are already in our hands. It's just that we need to learn how to use them productively in our favor, and also how to build up the society, the community, and bring a strong nation, whichever nation we are living in. I think that is what is important. And I truly believe it's all in our hands. God has given us so much power already. We are already empowered. We are self-sufficient. We can create platforms, we can create nations, we can create policies. Everything is within us. So please do not think that we need something else. We just need to be together, working together, raising each other, helping each other without any disparity, without any second thought. I think that is the best way forward. When we all come together, we shun away hatred, jealousy, and any other thing which actually lowers the other person down, because you can always raise when you will help others to rise. It's not an individual thing, and you need to create a ripple effect by doing this. So
let me say one more thing. Since everybody's listening, and even afterwards, can I ask, since Councillor Victor and Martine, his lovely wife, have started the first diversity program, anybody listening out there, please, to make that this coming year's event, if we are all going to be doing it, be there physically, and they would love to see all of you and even take part. And I remember the first one we did, we went there, I took a friend with me, and we did the model walk, and oh God, it's but fun. So I'm sure they look forward to seeing all of you. So contact them, and all the numbers here, please exchange, work with each other, promote each other, and let's take it forward. Thank you, Sonia. Over to you.
Thank you so much. And I am going to quickly play a video for all of us, which I think would be very inspiring. You need to hear that. I'm just trying to bring that video on. Please bear with me.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, this is coming up now.
The wealth ain't compound so in. If you don't be up, you can do this. I shouldn't have to approach this. But the monogamy's with the beat, we should stick up for each other to resolve this. Super step, all of this starts with you and me. It's a beat, you and me. Pull out the bias and you will see. Celebrate women's achievements, so she be seen. For an inclusive world, you be key. I said you be key. For your sisters, you be key. For your
Challenge, choose to challenge. But if we all choose one challenge. Our challenge will grow.
Sorry for that. This is the video which I wanted to play. Something else was coming up. Here it goes.
Gender is a pre-written book, and the plot is boring. Daughter, girlfriend, mother, wife, rip out the pages, staple them to your back, and start soaring. Pretty, quiet, weak. They will try to describe you with such things, but you will use their stereotypes and turn them into your wings. When you choose to challenge, gender is a pre-written book, but not all the girls' stories end the same way. 33,000 girls are forced to become child brides every day. 132 million girls are not in school, and their futures are balloons that they watch drift away. But you are the full stop to the story. You are the new sentence that takes it on a different road. When you speak up, you open your palms and you share the load. When you choose to challenge, gender is a pre-written book, but not all of the characters are included, like the First Nations women who stand as still as statues, always walked past but never acknowledged or seen, or migrant women whose culture stands like a skyscraper, and they're forced to burn down the parts of themselves society doesn't deem convenient, or refugee women who are treated with brutality when we should have been lenient. And you are there as the story unfolds, and you are faced with a choice. So choose to challenge. Gender is a pre-written book, and this is your chance to add your own chapter, to call out racism and sexism, and use courage to rub it out, to stand where the rest of the world has chosen to sit, to call it out at home, at work, at school, bit by bit, to scream where the world has chosen to whisper, not just for your daughter, your mother, or your sister. Let us choose to challenge. Gender is a pre-written book, and if you're listening to this, then your actions are the pen, your life is the paper. You are not the oppression of the past. I believe that you are so much greater, stronger, kinder. Choose to create history, not to be created by it. Choose to challenge.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. On this note, we'll take your leave and see you next time with another great event. And please keep joining us and keep showing your love. Thank you very much. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. God bless.
Yeah, have a good afternoon. Bye.
Bye, Marty. Bye, Sonu. Bye, everybody.
Bye. So proud of all of us. Let's give ourselves a round of applause, everybody.
Thank you, Sonaji.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was now we are off screen. Now we are off screen. If anybody wants to chit chat, it's fine. If you're not hungry. It was a
Can I be boring and say, have you all done your census and have you all had your jabs?
Yes.
Because I had one very
Thank you,
panicked
Ramesh
person.
Verma ji. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I know we were on for 3 hours and almost 3 hours, and it was really great. And thank you, Sonuji, for being there. And thank you, everyone. I'm so feeling like coming to all of you and giving you a nice hug, but I'm so sorry I can't do it right now. But very soon we'll catch up.
You'll get your chance. You'll get your chance.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Harish Kumar ji. Thank you, everyone who has joined. Please take care and enjoy your weekends. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. 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 Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.